Hey, how's everybody doing? This is the most random cast we've ever had for the Cincountdown, I believe. Oh, no comment.
Center.
Welcome to an themexcellence. Oh, wrong one.
Wait, Cincountdown. I thought we were talking about Deku.
And we're not doing that. Listen, not on my free time.
I'm not drunk enough for it yet.
What was I going to say? Elijah wants us to do a special episode of the Anime Excellence, and he was really big on us watching. We got him into the Kaiju show.
Yeah, Kaiju number
Kaiju number
was
eight,
great.
yeah.
Continues to be great.
Wants to talk about Delicious Dungeon, which I haven't seen, and
Oh, I need to catch up on Dungeon Meshi. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching it, but just kind of stopped. I just hate launching Netflix.
It's when I was like, I'll wait till it's finished. I don't usually do this, but I was like, I'll wait till it's finished and I'll just knock it out. I haven't told him, but I did go through Overlord for him, and I was gonna surprise him next time he was here. So that's something I can bring up on the show. I mean,
for the first time in like ever, you got both of you in the same room.
I felt weird. I wanted to leave. Every fiber of my being wanted to not be here when he got here, because then
It's
I
like
could keep
two
it going.
magnets of the same polarity. Just
Yeah, Negro.
the
It's
N
N
is
and
for
N.
north.
One of you's literally going to jump out this window. When you,
Yo, what's up?
ironically, it'll be like trying to touch Gojo in anime.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's the infinity between them.
But no, I don't know. What have I been watching? I've been reading a lot of shit. I haven't like sat down and
Thank you, Solid Bison, for
keep up
subscribing
with
for 15 months.
of course, and I mean, I have much of like there's not a bunch of shit I'd update on, so we can get him like updates there. Except for Windbreaker's still great.
Oh, I fell in love with Windbreaker at a certain point.
Hey man, they throw hands and they throw real hands. They throw pretty hands. But you want to know what I'll give my updates on there for? Because I think I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it on live, but I think in the chat, I did watch Weathering with you and Suzume. So I can give those updated opinions on the Anime Excellence.
Weathering with you did give the other one. We made
Your name, yes.
Yeah, we made a controversial TikTok about
It's
it.
not controversial when you're right. Yeah. I was like, yeah. Sam's Rogue One take, controversial. Me saying your name's all right, it just didn't, save my life, save my kitten's life, save all of everyone around me's life.
Well, I guess we can start real quick with how do you feel about Weathering with You?
I think it's the best one
Really?
out of the three.
I thought Weathering You was too much of a rehash of the Your
No,
Name plot.
I think Weathering with You is everything Your Name is trying to do, except more compelling.
Ooh, okay.
Better surrounding cast.
It does have better consequences. It's like, yeah,
And I will say, and again, I'll get to this on the Anime Excellence. I think the "fuck you" ending is the funniest shit I've ever seen. It is the biggest fun. It is I kid you not. When I say I physically burst out laughing, that's what happened. I died because I was like, "There's no way they're doing this," and they were like, "Fuck it." And then I will explain more next week, but my current like list in order is Weathering with You, Suzume, Your Name. That is how I feel about it.
I thought Suzume was a nice addition, but it still feels like a middle movie. Like even both of us would have it at number 2, I think.
So for Suzume, what its flaws are it is, or at least for me, first half.
It does kind of drag.
No, first half is good.
No, I meant after that first half.
Yeah, because I was like, y'all made me be like, yo, why they got this animation budget on this chair? They made a chair look cool. That second half, there's swings, but it felt like it was doing like 18 different things, and I was like, you could pick like 3 of these, and I'd be okay with.
Well, there's a catalyst. It's the last catalyst that happens, and it's just like if you cut out like 20 minutes, this would probably get a lot higher of a score.
And I even like how they do a certain curve with it too, because spoiler alert, I think that the antagonist of the first half you feel empathetic towards as you kind of get. And I'm like, Oh, like, because I didn't expect they were going to do that switch. At first, I was like, the entire first half of the movie, I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, motherfucker's a dick. But like, it switches up and you get some layers to it. It's also the one where, again, I think Weathering You out of the three earns its romance the most. Genuinely, to me, I think it earns the romance.
I think the only one you're missing is 5 centimeters a second then at that point.
Well, there's a couple of his past ones that I haven't seen that I can go back and probably watch in between now and then. I did also watch The Girl Who Leapt Through Time for the first time.
Oh, I've been wanting. That's actually on my wish list.
Yeah, I wanted to watch that.
Oh, y'all would love it. It's great.
I got confused and I accidentally bought Napping Princess and was like, damn it.
That's not. But all will be revealed. My opinions on all those things next week on Anime Excellence. But I will genuinely say, if you came out of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time not liking it, that's...
Well, I did have a funny thing that I wanted your opinion on, because since we're softly touching on everything, because we really probably should run through the Cincountdown. It's not going to be very long to be like, I like this bar.
I got a feeling that we're going to have a lot of crossover. I don't know.
I don't.
With you guys.
I specifically didn't include Austin or Eagle Pass bars just for that reason.
I also tried to go international where I could.
Yeah.
I went international.
AK Japan.
Well, you have already told us some badass Japan stories.
Yep, and I'm gonna hang my hat on that hill.
But on the note of
Thank you, Keon Silone, for the 2 gifted subs. And let's not forget, hold up, I gotta see.
Solid Bison.
Solid Bison, subscribe for 15 months. I gotta get those plaques out to those people who've subscribed for like.
We actually have to send a lot of awards.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I gotta give to the people for all the support we
still
get.
got to send the trophy for the dude that won fantasy football.
Damn, that fucking... We still have that?
Yeah.
Damn it, Sam Moving. Delayed everything. But to your point, yes.
I was just going to say, so this is a small sports topic. This is one of those novelty fights that's making all the news. But it is kind of funny when you use wrestling things to kind of like attack people kind of thing.
Diddy Sports? Are you
No.
Okay. Black Excellence next week.
I guess there's a couple of those topics that have been flying
Diddy
around.
was boxing.
Yeah. Well, he have he was a sports agent for a little bit, tried his hand at that?
I don't know. Diddy did everything.
Yeah.
Including wrong things.
Yeah.
Which you'll find out next week. But this was just also kind of one of my favorite things that it's just like, you really don't know the area then, do you? Like, you just, like, you saw Texas in, like, a video game or a really old movie, and you were like, this is how I'm going to insult Dallas. And it's Jake Paul calling the Dallas crowd hillbillies and that they should go milk cows at his press event.
We eat them.
First of all, milking cows is not like a bad thing.
Also true.
Second of all, dude, there's about like 100 other Texas towns. You could totally make that joke in.
It's funny because it would work one town over in Fort Worth.
It would work in Wiley, Texas.
Screw that. Have you seen our neighbor like across the street?
Yeah.
They have longhorns just like roaming around there.
like he just said Dallas hillbillies. I'm like, that's one of the most posh cities that you can get in Texas.
And there's no hills.
There's no hills. It's like you know nothing about Texas. There's a lot of other. I'm like, how do I describe it? Like, what would I describe Dallas as? An empty void of nothingness. No, there's.
No, it's not that.
Dallas is one of my least favorite cities, but it's just something about that city is. This is going to be a really deep cut. If you ever saw the movie Dark City, like it's just an empty void of skyscrapers, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of Dallas.
Well, it's not even. It's just big for no reason.
Yeah, that's my thing with it. Every time I've gone to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, like with my cousins, it always feels like different. Like they'll tell me, "Oh, this is the same bar we went to last year," and I'm like, "The fuck it is!"
And it'll change.
The strip club where I got bit, like it's changed its name and layout 20 times. It's like Dracula. They can't kill that club. It just keeps coming back.
I see, because I'm from Dallas. I think I've said that on air before, or in the Dallas area.
I actually didn't know if you were from Dallas or Fort Worth because in my head sometimes it just kind of
It's all one thing.
Yeah.
If someone's pretentious enough to say, "Oh, I'm from Fort Worth, not Dallas," shut up. It's all one conglomerate. The
my,
DFW.
my,
Metroplex.
my favorite bad argument is like, I'm not from Dallas, I'm from Plano, and I'm like,
making horse noises over here. But seriously,
Richard Dallas. Thank you.
seriously, I sit there and how do I describe it? I've gone out a few times in Dallas, and because it's so spread out, you can only go. Like, the positive thing is when you go out, and there's probably some stuff around you. But if you're not, it's also difficult to go. When I'm at my mom's crib and I'm staying with my mom, it's like $80 to get downtown Dallas. And then at that point, I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna drive, park at my friend's crib, and we're gonna go out in Plano. And it's like, in Plano, it's not that difficult. But then again, I'm drinking out in Plano. There's a bunch of different places you can go out, but it doesn't really feel connected. Not one central area. That said, it just doesn't have an identity. Sometimes
are you talking about Dallas? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you'll be in some places and you'll be like, this is more Dallas, and it's like, no, you're in Plano. It's like, how the fuck would I know? Now granted, there are places I think they're I've actually been more positive on my opinions in Dallas as I've kind of been older.
I like the Mansfield area.
Mansfield's nice.
Mansfield's nice.
There's some places in Arlington proper that are actually pretty cool. Shops on Legacy, great time to go out. If you're on the Dallas, if you're going around the Frisco, Denton, Cowboys area, that's actually super nice.
Wait, Grapevine's the rich area.
Grapevine's nice too. Oh my gosh, not Rockwall. Rowlett is nice. There's a bunch of nice areas, and if I were in a more settled down mood, and I was like, I need to pick some place with some good school districts, I'd have a lot of options in Dallas. But I'm not in that mood. So
I was about to say you'd go to Dallas over South Lake Carroll or any of the Austin uppity place, or you just don't want to pay that much. For
no.
property?
I said that would be when I'd consider Dallas an option.
Okay.
But whereas. Austin has more of an identity, even if whether you're positive or negative, but it does have you could still come here and you're like, this is Austin, Texas. I don't feel the same way about Dallas a lot of times.
I feel like the problem with Austin losing its identity is it's just been as you pump more and more.
Sorry, that's because I was like, no, the fuck we're not. I'm like, hey man, it's all the same shit. DFW.
But I was gonna say, as Austin loses a little bit of its identity, it's just money coming in, people from Oracle and out west coming. It is what it is. It happens everywhere, and I feel like Dallas is just the end result of that somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think that.
I will say, on the other hand, the one part of Dallas that I was like, this feels like it has culture, was Deep Ellum.
Deep Ellum. Deep Ellum's cool.
Well, I liked it, but I haven't been back in 6 years, and everyone is don't go out at night, which they say that about 6th Street. So I don't know how true it is.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because Deep Ellum, I was with you when I went out back in the day, but I think that a lot of places kind of got fucked in the post-COVID era, from reputation to the way that they picked up, and kind of I think that's what 6th Street got that, because before COVID, I don't think 6th Street was what a lot of people consider it now.
Well, I think that might actually have to do with the open carry gun laws.
I mean, that also.
Yeah, that also factors in. But COVID helps. I mean, you're someone who's used to going out all the time, and then you're locked into your house for a year. I'd be wanting to shoot someone too.
I mean,
What?
there is a not stated sad fact about the effect COVID had, where it's just we really have half of 6th Street now. Half of it shut down and just never came back.
Never came back.
Screw that. Kirby Lane closes now. So many restaurants close now.
I used to tell people that back when I was in college, and I hate being this guy. Back. But given our topic today, back when I was in college, after a shift, this was 2-3 a.m. I'd get after-hour lotto tickets from a spot that only let me buy them because he was like, hey, look, it's 3 a.m., get your lotto tickets. And if I need a drink, he'd be like, hey, yo, you can pick something up. And usually I win because after shift. I'd literally get some lotto tickets. I'd pick up a sobe. I'd pick up spicy nacho Doritos. That was my pickup. And then I'd walk home from 6th Street because I lived off of 24th. So really it was only 30 minutes walk. And I'd be like, hey, let me get my steps in. Let me get home. I never thought, worried, did anything. I did the whole downtown stretch at night. all the time. And if I wasn't, and if I and sometimes I catch a bus because there's buses that run. I would just be like, fuck it. Like, I just want to, I just kind of, it's nice outside. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine doing that shit now. First of all, because she gets shady when you throw a stone. Like,
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird because it bugs me a lot because that was the experience that, like, I fell in love with Austin on. Being like, oh, man, I know that if I get fucked up, I'm gonna make it back to my crib.
Yeah.
Like, I'll make it back to my crib. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. And I'm cooling. And the worst thing you're gonna get is some homeless dude. It's like, some homeless dude, I offered him
That
some
also legitimately did get worse. There used to be probably 1/4 of the homeless people in downtown.
Yeah.
Shout out to Maggie. Well, thank you so much for the gifted subs. We appreciate you.
5. Thank you for the 5 tier 1
But
subs.
I
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, and they just, the homeless, and I mean, it's a byproduct of COVID, of course.
Yeah.
Homelessness got worse.
And
How-
they're antsy now. Like when I went to meet you at Stubbs for
Yeah.
that show, on my walk to Stubbs, there was a homeless lady like sitting by one of the bars that was closed. I didn't say nothing to her. I was just minding my business walking, and she yells at me like, "Go get me some food." I'm like, "Who the fuck is you?"
Bro, you know what's crazy? That's definitely changing all those people. Because I had a homeless guy told me no to the food I gave him. He said, I gave him some chips. He was like, just salsa? You don't have queso? I don't want these. And I was so confused. But that was Austin
On the
homeless.
walk to my car, there was another dude shadow boxing. I was like, "Well, I'm gonna cross the street now."
I will say, in defense of the homeless man, the only defense I'll make is eating chips without some sort of drink or something to dip in. Is
No, I gave him salsa.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gave him salsa. He just didn't want the salsa. He wanted queso.
That's a high bar. I don't like spending money for queso. That's my problem right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, fucking some places are like $7 for queso, and I'm like, bro, I know that cup of cheese is back there, and unless you're Torchy's, I don't let you bring me out for queso. Torchy's can get that $8 queso, and I'm gonna look at you in the eyes and be like, yeah, I'm eating this $8 queso. But if you're not Torchy's, fuck you on that shit.
Well, Freebirds, I think, charges $4 or $5, and I'm like,
How much is Kirby's queso? Because I always like Kirby's queso.
that's because it's white cheddar. It's a little different.
Okay, Kirby's.
Has less poverty.
I liked Kirby's queso, but I think my favorite one was Magnolia Cafe. But I think Magnolia's gone now.
See, you know what's crazy? Back in the day, man, this is gonna be a reminiscent, nostalgic episode because back in the day,
I meant it to be.
I don't like Magnolias. I didn't like
Oh, really?
Magnolias, and I don't fuck with Kirby's at all. Kirby's is the first, so me and my homeboy, frat party. It was me and you guys have met him. He's it's Cosmo. It's the guy.
Yeah, I know. I remember Cosmo.
Yeah. So we went.
He has a very memorable name.
Yeah, he has a very memorable name.
Kramer.
You guys see him every year. So we frat party. We're kicking it. We're like, fuck it. We're toasted. Mm-hmm. We're like, all right, shit. It's a 5-minute walk to Kirby Lane, and this was on college money, but like we got paid that same day. So we were like, fuck it, we can get Kirby Lane. That was the first time I've ever, we both have been toasted like that. I'm talking drunk off your ass. We took a bite and said, this does not taste good. This does not taste good. And if I'm drunk and it doesn't taste good, well, that's problematic. And I've ridden off Kirby Lane ever since.
What did you get?
Yeah.
Nah, but I gave it a try sober. I got the burger when I was drunk. I got the pancakes when I was sober. I got the queso both times. I don't fuck with it. And I've given it more than 2 times.
To be honest, I've never had the burger, and it's hard to fuck up a burger because,
never had the
like,
burger.
I will eat Pete's Harry's and be like, "This is okay. Like, this is a 5."
I know places that fuck up burgers, and Kirby Lane is one of them bitches that fucks up burgers.
I don't think I ever had the burger at Kirby Lane. I kind of fell in love with Kirby Lane because Paco's bar was right next to one. So I would go hang out with Paco while he was working his shift, and then after he finished everything up, we'd just be like, all right, let's go to Kirby Lane.
See, I used to, but that's how you get your regular spot.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you'd be like, hey, I'd hang out at XYZ, and then afterwards, that's where I'm going to go drink and eat.
Receive the hype train emote.
Woo! Which kind of goes into our conversation today, right? Because a lot of the bars that I have a lot of, like this is a lot harder of a list than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I'm leaving shit out for sure. Sadly,
I am totally leaving. I made the conscious effort to not include any breweries and
general guidelines for rules: no music venues, no breweries, and if they serve more food than beer,
They didn't count. Yeah, and I was cool with that.
Yeah, because I was like, Chili's would probably be up there to a degree.
But like, I haven't
I do go to Chili's a lot.
Chili be good. Hey, yo, we
They lowered the price of the El Presidente margarita.
Oh fuck yeah! I got that text message and was there that day.
I'll be like, this with Pluckers, that Batman.
Yeah, every time Juan comes up to visit, like Pluckers, Pint House, he's got a rotation.
Football season's coming up. 100 days.
Yeah. You know what's unhealthy? I think that football season is actually unhealthy
It is unhealthy.
because
Totally.
I legitimately
I don't
tried
even
to find.
enjoy football, but I will go in.
yeah, I'm like, there's not like I look at my days and I'm just like, damn, I don't leave this house.
I was legitimately looking for a restaurant that had
Salad.
just something healthier than fried. That was it. And then, like,
Nope.
there is a place off Mopac called Far East Austin, and it's Far East Austin Sports Bar. And I was like, it's a Chinese restaurant. I know Chinese food isn't healthy. We got a shot. I went there, and the only dishes they had that they served after 8 o'clock were all fried.
That's why I like to just be like, give me that Bolden. I'll get some meat, and then I'll sit there and watch there. But football season's unhealthy because to your point, I think I just eat worse during football season. But I think to the point that we were mentioning was like, well, I just like to be out. And football is entertaining enough for me to be like, yeah, let me be out consistently. It gives me time periods to make sure that I'm out and about. Not to say I don't leave my crib, but it's just more so it's like, cool, I can make sure I have this catered thing that I know I'm going to be the worst at. Like my worst self at.
Well, Gertz, he was losing weight doing it, but he's probably the only one that does it right in the sense that his cheat day is the day that he just vegetates on the couch.
Mm-hmm. He's really. If there's someone who's super good about the discipline and aligning to their like cheat days or whatever kind of like he's super good about that.
But the difference between me and him is I like college football. That creates an extra day that I just kind of want to.
My rules are if I'm in front of a TV and there's a ball being thrown, I'm fair game, bitch. Yeah. But yeah, this list was kind of. Oh wait, time out. Do we have to do the intro? Yeah, we have to flip into the.
Yeah, we have to flip into the intro.
Since we're on this topic, yeah.
Hey guys, we'll be right back.
Good shit.
Welcome everybody to the Cincountdown. My name is Marco. I will be your host here today. But I am not alone here. Across from me actually, that might count as a bar.
I think it say coffee and booze. Ooh yeah, cup of coffee in the big time, yeah.
I'm drinking more caffeine recently because I just zombify in the middle of the day. Yeah. But I've been. It's TJ and JJ. How you guys doing?
Hey,
Juke the Ronin. I also love breweries. It's just a matter of there's a different vibe at a brewery, no matter how much they try from a bar.
Yeah. It's not a bar. Like brewery. I can walk in. I'd be like,
Jester King's a farm.
Like a brewery, I can go in and I'm like, man, I will. Yeah. Here's how I know it's a brewery. I'll go in. I'll be like, yeah, I'll use your restroom. That should tell me that I'm in a brewery.
There's I wanted to give JJ the biggest access because he hasn't traveled as much as me and you. And there was a bar that I love a lot here in Austin, and their bathroom is literally just a giant tub filled with ice.
Bro, I've been
to Cooters.
As I was thinking about this list, it did make me think about all the bathrooms I've just accepted. Like as I've drank.
Yeah.
And I think that's the worst part. Because I've been in some bathrooms where I'm like, bro, what the fuck were you thinking? I can't. It makes me do the like, that little like every time I was thinking back on it. But hey, it's part of bar living. But if you weren't in the pre-show, you're saying this list is kind of difficult because it's a very nostalgic, very reminiscent, very warm list. It brought back a lot of great memories, some not so great, and a lot of not so great.
I mean, if I was about to say, if you remember it, then
there's some files missing. That's a corrupted save in there.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't get recovered. We're on console. There's no saving that.
It's like the Simpsons scene missing.
Yeah. And then it just ends with me on a maypole.
But it also reminded me that I feel like I think that. I've caught myself doing this sometimes. I'm like, man, there's no reason for me to be as curmudgeon-y as I am sometimes. And remember that is, I can go back to some of these places anytime I'd like to. So it doesn't have to be nostalgic, but I do, like, I was thinking about these back in the college days, times I've gone with y'all guys, times I've gone, like, by myself to some places. And before you judge, if you've not been to a bar by yourself on a day, then you haven't gone through a heartbreak, or shit, you haven't been. you haven't had just a day.
Well, there's a
you
guy.
haven't been unemployed, because that first week after I got laid off, I was like, well, I'm going drinking. They're still paying me, right? I'm going drinking.
When you get a paycheck.
I was about to say, there's a guy trending on TikTok right now, and he's like, people are drinking less, and it's because we're getting smarter. And then I was just kind of like, I do think it's a good idea, like, to either cut back or to not drink at all if that's what you choose to do. But I'm just a believer that moderation is okay. It's okay to.
I've watched a lot of videos on over the last few weeks where it's about sober living, and like in terms of like just drinking and I was like very much like, oh, like totally respect anyone's decision in that camp.
Nah, but I need a vice.
And I'm not saying that.
I will 100% tell you, even if you quit drinking, you'll find another vice.
Yep. For me personally, I was like, I actually, full disclosure, I feel like I drink pretty rarely nowadays.
Yeah, I don't drink too often.
I try my best not to drink on weekdays, and I try my best to I barely drink, and even other inebriations I kind of partake in a considerable amount less. That said, going to a good bar and kicking it back, having a good story time, or just being in good weather and good vibes, nothing beats that.
Yeah.
And this list just had me want to be an alcoholic again. But to the sober living people, I also agree. I'm like, hey, like if it's something that if you ever feel like you're in a place where you look at something, and I like to say there's two things. Where it's like, hey, you're living for the next like sort of drink and or opportunity to drink. That's problematic. Or you're in a situation where you look at something and you're like, I can't give this up.
Yeah.
That should always be a thing where it's like, you can say, I could totally give this up. I just don't want to. That's a very different thing than being like, I can't give this up. And I think it's slippery slopes in anything, but whatever's best for you. In my life, it's drinking. So,
well, who wants to start off this list? You want to start it off?
Ladies first. What? No,
I have long, pretty hair like a lady.
Damn, JJ, right. Let's start you off. No,
I learned how to braid, kind of.
This one's straight.
No one look at it.
This one's straight personal. And I said it would be disingenuous of me to not put it here. This is my most visited place in Austin, Texas, point blank period. This is my college spot. This is a spot that I have, like, it was my North Star if I was drunk and I needed to wake up somewhere. I'm going to pick Buckshot.
Okay, I was wrong. All right. I thought it was Shakespeare's because I had a friend that went to UT, and because Shakespeare that had that patio, it's like, I just want to stand here and hold the rail right now.
Shakespeare can't be on any list because of the whole Nor Jordans thing, which we still haven't gotten over, but it's fine. No, Buckshot used to be the spot. Like, and it changed. I wouldn't, like, this is old Buckshot. This is me as a young buck, not even used to drinking here that much, Buckshot used to be the spot. I was like, it was one of the strictest bars on ID checking. And it got to the point that me and my buddy went so much that even they were like, the side door guy was like, his name was Martin. And he literally was just like, dude, you're here. Like, why? Like, stop pulling out your ID. Like, I know you. It's like, I know who you're. He literally would do this. He'd be like,
I know the number on your ID.
yeah. He'd literally do one of these. He'd be like that. So it didn't matter. We used to get Captain America's, which were the red, white, and blue drink. Taste like straight sugar going down, but they were an overall shop bar with a variety of different options. They used to have the best dance floor, but also they were the spot that had a very big upstage outside.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I don't know if this is the
What's up?
I don't know if this is the actual recipe, but if the red is grenadine,
Red grenadine, blue is
curacao?
Yeah, blue curacao, and then
it
the
says
white.
white chocolate liquor.
No, not white chocolate liquor. They definitely use something else for that. But it was a great drink, great time. You could also get $15.
Just rum chata. Rum chata is white.
You could also get $15 champagne bottles there. So I used to buy rounds of champagne because it'd make you feel rich, but you were not rich. And you'd be drinking champagne, you'd be having a great time, you'd be taking shots. And I knew the bartenders, and I knew the bartenders at a lot of these places because I work downtown. So obviously I got that service industry discount, which is never going to have me say no. But yeah, my number 5 is Buckshot. I've been there a bunch. Sammy's even gotten me a girl's number there. Like, I have so many memories with Buckshot.
I mean, I have memories with Buckshots, and I'm not. I didn't go to college here, but like Ray also has that as a golden light. He'll go 2 or 3 places and then be like, "Let's meet at Buckshots."
It's in the DNA. Like you said, there's camps at UT, right?
Yeah.
There's some people's place was Blind Pig, some people's place was Shakespeare, some psycho's place was library.
Damn, Paco would take me to.
And if
I
you
got free drinks at library.
and if you ended off your night at Peckerheads, you're a weirdo. But Peckerheads has no. You want to talk about? There's no outside. There's no ventilation. There's just it's a dark upstairs room that has like view onto the street, but it's just dark and empty. But nah, Buckshot was team. It was team my spot. Buckshot was the spot. A lot of like Ray's Buckshot, definitely his.
Yeah, I've had shots at Buckshots with Ray's mom.
Like Buckshot is just. It was. I can't help but smile at the good memories that I've had at Buckshot, even the bad ones. I was, my buddy went through a breakup, and we ended up at Buckshot. I ended through breakup, ended up at Buckshot. I was broke, ended up at Buckshot. I was like, there's very few reasons that it took for me to end up at Buckshot, but yeah, my number 5 is Buckshot, 100% off of just nostalgia. The drinks weren't the best, the shots weren't the best, but it was always a good time.
So my number 5 actually isn't my college bar. It's one of my best friend's college bar. I went to Louisville, Kentucky. And I know there's not a lot of reasons to go to Louisville, Kentucky. There's not a lot of...
No.
There's no Six Flags. There's no Disney World. The what?
Is that where the bat that's by our doors from?
Yes, actually. A Louisville Slugger.
We're not kidding. I was like, what?
He did get me by surprise a little bit. But everyone that you meet in Louisville, Kentucky is honestly really nice. It helps that that's where bourbon comes from. It's Bourbon County. Like everything. You land in that airport and you just are nonstop hit with ads of like, go to this distillery, go to that distillery, go to this distillery. And
Floridian riding down for a trip to Texas, you get personal savants if you come through anytime.
And Louisville, the Cardinals, this is where they all hang out. It's called Zanzibar, Z-Bar.
Oh.
And it's weird.
That feels like appropriation.
Well, apparently, the first thing that came out when I typed Zanzibar was actually there's one in Austin.
There's one here, yeah. I parked next to it when I went to that show.
There's a Zanzibar?
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
It's on the other side of I-35. So
It's on double east? So
Yeah.
on the east side of 6? Like
Yeah.
east?
Yeah,
Okay.
But
it's like right there. Like it's like 2 blocks from I-35.
First of all, Louisville, Kentucky, everyone that you meet there is super nice. I don't know why. I literally walked into the gas station and somebody wanted to help carry my case of beer to the car, and I was like, I got it, bro. Look,
I think that happens. I think that would happen for you, not for me. But I appreciate that.
No, there's actually a good percentage of black people in Louisville,
It
Kentucky.
had nothing to do with race. I meant your hair. I'm kidding. He was black. I'm kidding.
I did that night. There was something really funny because my friend's married and he has a kid and everything's. He's spoken for is the best way I could put it. But we walked by and there was 3 black chicks outside of Z Bar and they were like, "Hey, do y'all like black chicks?" And I was like, "I do." And we just kept walking because, I mean, what was I going to do? Like, get their numbers and never see them again?
Yes. That's how it works. It's like, give people hope.
Well, Zanzibar is also a mix of, like an old school pinball arcade. Muhammad Ali from Louisville, Kentucky. It has a kind of basement music venue, but I mean, nobody really plays there. That's where like the acoustic guys with guitars play on Wednesday night. But that Saturday night that I was there was just some DJ, and it was probably really weird for them to see 2 30-year-olds fucking dancing to a Daft Punk remix, but it was a lot of fun, and they kind of welcomed us in. And the cool thing about places like Louisville, Kentucky is that everything there is weird, so everything there is accepted. Like, literally everyone there was just kind of like, every music genre was represented. It almost looked like a fucking, the Warriors, kind of like 8 different gangs of different types of people just, they're chilling, dancing to Daft Punk. Like, the overall... Not to mention, because it's Bourbon County, they had literally had 40, 50 different kinds of whiskeys behind the bar, and you can have whatever you want. And here's something that'll be very common for almost everything in my top 5. They're not going to ring up every drink.
Look. It's very simple. If you don't smell that there's X bartender coming off of B, and you ringing up every drink, I can't trust you. Not that, but you will not get the best review on Google. That's how you get your 5th star. How you want me to go and like actually leave a review? Don't ring up every drink.
Well, JJ.
All right. So I'm going to follow TJ's lead here, but I don't have a 6th Street bar. There was a bar that me and Paco would go to.
Really is amazed by this fact that time out what?
There is a bar that me and Paco would go to, like, when he had an early shift and got out of Baker Street. Baker Street is not on the list. Now that they
Better not.
No, now that they got rid of Paco, no, never. Paco was the best part of Baker Street. But whenever he had an early shift or would have the night off or whatever, we'd still go to South Lamar just because that was the area he was familiar with. And we'd always end up some way, somehow, at the Golden Goose.
Really?
Wow.
I think it was just that he knew, like, all the staff there. Because their after shift bar was Baker Street. Because they still served food. And Kirby Lane was right there. So they would all hang out with Paco. Paco's got the gift of gab. He can make a friend with, like, anyone. And, yeah, like, I don't know. It was just, it's a little upscale. Like, if you go into it, I think they had a chandelier at one point. But prices are decent. Drinks are good. Chill. Atmosphere. Never seemed like too uptight. And yeah, I will say though, honorable mention goes to the Aristocrat.
Oh yeah.
I went to that one again like after Paco, in the era after Paco.
It's like
Aristocrat is like
BPAP. Like,
there's a Aristocrat falls into
what up, Elijah?
middle place between not dive bar and like high class.
Yeah,
because it's not that. It's like their margaritas are probably like $8 or $9, and then like they have, but they also have the thing that puts them in the middle. They have pre-tap mixed drinks.
Look,
so
save me time.
I'm in that. I'm in that same kind of like gray zone with you. So now I've been scared to go back to Golden Goose because when I went to Aristocrat with Paco, it was totally a dive bar, and that's what I was expecting when I went this last time. And I was just like, "There's a lot of people here. They're happy and they're dancing, and they're talking to me." I thought this was a hole.
Yeah, I gotta like, how do I put it? So it's two different moods when I'm going out drinking, right? If I'm in the go out, like, and you just taking me place, I'm like, fuck it, like I'm on whatever. But
I did buy some bomb ass tamales from a guy though.
That's good.
But like, yeah, no, I want, but there's a lot of the times I want to be walking into your bar, and like when I walk in, it could be fucking noon. It better be like midnight in that bitch. I walk in and all the light, like the light from outside, it's like a black hole. It gets sucked in and there's nothing.
That was one of the things I liked about Golden Goose, because we went like, that was our first stop. There was still daylight outside. And as soon as like we walked into that door, it was night. Like,
yup. It's like, that's how I like it.
Well, TJ, what is your numero cuatro?
So, as I was uncovering drinking here in Austin, one of my favorite things to do was to uncover the variety of speakeasies here.
We're excited to see you too, Elijah. And you can see Elijah on air next Thursday.
Yeah. I'm not leaving town this time, Elijah.
Sam is, but TJ is not.
I literally was like, I can't leave again.
next time you come, I'm gonna leave.
I was like, fucking never here when he's here. But no, so I love discovering speakeasies. Speakeasies are my thing. And it felt a little exclusive. Like, you know, you'd be on, you know something, and you leave an impression on somebody, and then like you'd also be like, hey, come through this spot. There's a bunch of speakeasies in Austin, some better than most. Honorable mention here would be Midnight Cowboy. That's the original speakeasy. That's the speakeasy that is I don't know if it's still there, but it is a nice little, I don't want to say a little uppity, but it was the first speakeasy I went to proper, so it's the speak. But my number 4 is the one that made me feel special. It is Floppy Disk Repair Company.
That's where my friend Langford wanted to come when he came here.
Yeah.
He just didn't have time.
It is, I am on the list that got the code. Back in the day, you used to text me. It used to be hard to get in here. I mean, now it's a little easier. You just got to be friendly, know a few people. But yeah, I got a text. Tell me, I can't even pay attention to that. But yeah, I used to. But this also was where kind of like this is where my appreciation and proper drinking kind of went up. So they had some really good cocktails. This is where I had my first like proper egg white whiskey sour.
Yeah.
Because before that I was like, whiskey sour, bitch. I got to see that whiskey come from a bottle that looks the same as the sour bottle. I gotta see that whiskey come from the back. That's like, oh shit, we had that shit on the floor. Well, that's what I want, my whiskey sour.
So I fell out of it, but I used to love Long Island iced teas. The issue that started happening is like, I would like one Long Island iced tea, one bottle, Coke.
Yeah. Oh, dude. So let's take a little sidestep real quick. Long Island iced teas were Shakespeare's thing.
Yeah.
Because at Shakespeare's...
That's also a place that's one bottle.
Coke.
At least it's in a picture. That might make you feel somewhat better.
Yeah, no, it's not supposed to make you feel good. Shakespeare, so they had $5 pictures. And $5 pictures would be...
You think it still costs that much today?
I don't know. I haven't been to Shakespeare's.
Yeah.
But like $5 pictures and $5 pictures, and most people go for the Long Island iced tea. I was an adios motherfucker. Like I am...
The blue one.
I'm the blue one. It's the brown pill and the blue pill. And I'm going with the blue pitcher. And them $5 pitchers will take you a long way. I'll tell you what. You gotta be like, because remember, in college brain, you're thinking, my cost.
I donated plasma today, so I have $25 to drink.
I'll be like, yeah, I got $25 and $25 for the meal afterwards. But taking another step back, floppy disk was where I was like, all right, look, I'm not supposed to be chugging shit all the time. I can actually sit there and taste. They used to have this. Drink that tasted like Cocoa Puffs, like Cocoa Puff milk, alongside a drink that tasted like Fruity Pebble milk. They had the proper whiskey sours that I mentioned, but they had a very, very weird drink menu that I just was like, I'm so curious. I want to try something new every time.
I'm still looking at their drink menu right now.
Yeah,
because I've never been there, honestly.
Really? Shit, you gotta holler at me. I'll take you there anytime.
Well, the issue is that I thought because it's close to 6th Street, I was like, oh, that's where all the 22-year-olds hang out.
Nah, floppy disk used to be the spot for me.
They don't
it just
know
gets
what a
it's just a
floppy
little.
disk is.
That is actually accurate.
It's just a little. It's just a little. How do I put it? It's a little small. So that was my only complaint about it. Because if you didn't like going there on a Saturday night, Sunday night, stupid. But like Saturday right when it opened, weekday right when it opened, that was the spot. And that was like the first like I felt exclusive because I was on a text list type of thing. Shit you not. And I ain't gonna hold you. This used to be like the dating presser. This used to be like the oh yeah, girl, like I got a spot.
Wait, the floppy disk used to be your dating presser?
Oh yeah, cause I'd be like, yeah, I got a spot. You know, yeah, girl, I'll take you to a little spot. A spot you ain't never. Don't worry, a spot you ain't never been in. What's that? I still get the code.
Nice.
I still get the code to my phone every month. But yeah,
mine was just like bangers, and it didn't always work. But
mine was the Foxhole Tavern culinary tavern.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I met a Bond girl there. I call her that because her name was, I'm not going to say her actual name, but her name was something like a lot of vagina. Like it had that pun in it. And she showed me her ID and I was like, oh, I thought you were lying.
I took my brother and the girl he was talking to there. Like, I just take people there. I'm surprised I'll never win. I'll take you there.
We can take Elijah next week.
I could.
But will you?
That's not the type of bars I'm trying to take Elijah. Not with his request that he wanted. I gotta go.
Those women don't exist.
I mean, I'm sure if we post up at El Camino, the one will eventually pop up.
A half black, half Asian muscle mommy? No, they would not exist.
Well, goth, yeah.
The only place
3 out of 4 ain't bad. Come on.
I was like, the only place you can find that is the gym. Like, you can go to Big Tex probably and find 2.
Yeah, I said, goth used to be the MO. I got the spy, nowhere to go. I'm not lying,
but okay, on to my next one.
Yes, sir.
So, I haven't been everywhere there is to be. I've mostly been focusing on America because traveling in America is kind of cheaper. Well, for the most part, I just don't have to buy a $2,000 plane ticket. That being said, you told me that like if I were to ever have a plane ticket and go to Japan, once I'm there, everything's cheap.
Yeah, and it's not the worst to get there. You can get it for a G. You just got to find it at the right times.
Well, on that note,
don't fly when the sakuras
are
are in bloom.
Yeah, don't fly during summer because you won't enjoy it.
Also true.
I've just been doing this thing where it's just like if I hear a city is interesting, I go to it. I've been to Denver, New Orleans, Louisville, Boston, Philadelphia.
Can I put an asterisk? New Orleans is still one of the most fucked up I've ever been. Like, period.
I actually, the only reason there's not a New Orleans bar on this list is because I don't remember that.
I don't know any. You're right. I don't know any New Orleans bar. I was like, hold up.
To this day, at one bar, I still call it the Jake the Snake bar, and I don't even know what.
Last time I was there, I got so fucked up. They're like, I didn't even make it out. Like, I drank, and then my friends are like, dude, you passed out at like 10. I was like, bro, what? And then they're like, you woke up at 2, and then we're like, fuck it, let's go out. But at that point, we had been fucked up. I was like, and?
So I measure my drunkenness by Super Saiyans. So, like, Super Saiyan 1, I'm buzzed. Super Saiyan 2, I'm pretty lit. Super Saiyan 3, I'm blackout.
And this is what it's like.
It's too much power. I can't maintain it for that long. But when I went to New Orleans, I hit God.
Yeah, you...
I went,
Why is JJ glowing blue? No, he's blue. Yeah, I said he needs oxygen.
It's legit one of my favorite stories that, like, so we went with our friend Pam. Pam has been in New Orleans several times, but we went with Pam, and Pam was like, "Oh, you need to check out this place that's called the Dungeon. That's the only bar I remember."
Bro, because they got the fucking lanterns. They got like, it's an actual. Oh man, no. So I have a story to that. Please continue.
Let me go ahead and look it up. But we were super fucked up that day.
That sounds about right.
Well, the funny thing is like the Uber drivers were like, "Don't be out past 1," and I was like, whatever. I'm from Texas. But funny enough, we never made it to 1 every night.
See, you get real ambitious in New Orleans because in your brain, you're programmed to drink in Texas timing. Like, you're programmed to drink on Texas time. That is not how New Orleans works. That's not how New Orleans works at all. So if you're running on Texas time, by the time you get close to 1, first of all, they slip some extra. Like, you want to know places where you be like, oh man, they put water in their drinks? That's not what you're worried about in New Orleans. They don't put water in their drinks at all. Actually, they should put water in their drinks. But no, to your point, getting to 2 is a fucking reward. Because at the point you've hit 2, you've beat half the street. 3 and 4 is bonus hours.
Well, this is a picture of the dungeon. I've never actually seen it in light, actually, so it looks pretty cool.
That sign does. I don't remember that.
But in general, my favorite.
Yep.
When it comes to the dungeon, we were all fucked up. That was one of the nights that, like, we had a little bit of drinks, and then I left. I was with my girlfriend at the time. JJ and Jordan were accidentally at this burlesque show.
Oh yeah, that's when I hit God.
Which
Because Jordan didn't want to drink his absinthe, and I was like, I'll finish it.
Baby back, baby.
Dun, dun, dun.
And so we were all fucked up. And if you've never been to New Orleans, it's not like most cities in the sense that the streets are literally paved uneven. They have.
Oh, it's a. First of all, man, dude, like New Orleans, you're playing fucking, you're playing hopscotch, just drinking. So you're already like.
My comparison, and only a handful of people are gonna get this. It's a piedra sidewalk. It's a Mexico sidewalk.
So the girl that I was dating at the time tripped, and they're like, she's too drunk to get in there, and we were all like. That's kind of our not our DD in the sense of like we're driving when we didn't have a car. Our DD in the sense is like that's the
most sober person here.
That's the one that can work the app.
We still managed to sneak in, but at a certain point they were just like, "Oh, you came in with the band person. You're all band," and it's like, "Sure, this is the night for us now."
Dude, so last time I was in New Orleans, I picked the Airbnb and I managed to score a spot that was on Bourbon, so it already mitigated half the problems because you just have to remember your directions, which I guess is a lot tricky. But we were on Bourbon proper. That said, So what had happened was me and Brandon, black guy, you've met him.
Yeah.
So me and Brandon, we were in New Orleans, and we were drinking. And this is the night that we had the grenades, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called, the grenade, or what is it?
Yeah,
the hand
literally
grenade.
has
hand
one
grenade.
over there in the living room.
Yeah, the hand grenade, which the New Orleans hand grenades, if you haven't had, it's tropical deliciousness that's meant to take you the fuck out. But it was my first hand grenade ever. So I drink 2 of them bitches because, I'm final boss, iron stomach Bonanza. I'm here to fucking win the beast. So I take 2, and that night goes to be like I was sitting there, I was like, man, y'all bunch of bitches. That shit don't hit. So a bit of context.
Combo.
Yeah. This is my first time in New Orleans.
Then I woke up on a boat.
Literally. This is my first time in New Orleans, and I actually was a day later than my homies that were there. So I was supposed to go on the Friday with everybody else. Mm-hmm. But I had to actually change my ticket because my little brother was graduating high school. And so I was like, no, I got to be there. And I'll just fly in the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm texting. I'm like, oh, man, I can't wait to be out there. I'm texting the group. And at midnight, all the texts stop. I'm getting pictures. I'm getting, updates. They're like, yeah, we're having a great time. We're out and about. And it just stops at midnight. So when I go there and I see what happens, I'm like, what the fuck happened? They're like, we all drink hand grenades. And one dude, we don't know what's happening, right? So I'm like, fuck it. Y'all guys can't have all this fun and leave me out. We're running this shit back today. We did not run it back that day, but we run it back the next day. So again, I get my hand grenade. I'm like, whew. One of my buddy's phones get broken because he drank a hand grenade. I don't even know how. He's bought used mugs. I don't even know how he bought used mugs. That's how fucked up he was. But as a lot of shit was happening, but during this time, me and Brandon, while we were lit, we still had a mission. We found 2 girls. We were like, hey, this is my friend. Is that your friend? Let's be friends. So then we go on a mini adventure while the entire group is going through traumatic different instances. Me and Brandon are just having a wonderful time. Needless to say, so drunk, didn't remember any of the places we went to, but the dungeon is one of the places we wound up at. And I remember it because, man, it was still, it was 3. And I was like, I'm not ready to. I'm done. We ain't finished yet. That's fucking like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. Needless to say, kept on drinking. And the night with getting to walk around town with 2 lovely women. None happened, but we had a great time. And I went back home at 5 or 6 a.m. and we needed to leave at 8. So it was a great time. I just went to the dungeon and I got more fucked up there.
That's
I was side questing. I was side questing because
dude, side quest memes on TikTok are one of my favorite things ever.
Look, because I tell people
when this beer tastes like a side quest.
No, my friend said whenever they were like, bro, we had somebody who was freaking out over their phone breaking, and then some other stuff was happening, and the buddy who had to take care of it, he's like, dude, you and Brandon, it's like there was cartoon dust clouds when I turned around. He was like, yeah. I left the cardboard cut out of me, and I was like, that sounds like a not me problem. I dropped an anvil, and the anvil was problems. I was like, my night's not about to end. But yeah, New Orleans, I don't think there's ever been a time that I've left New Orleans not fucked. What was your 4th bar?
This is the dungeon.
It wasn't the dungeon.
It wasn't the dungeon because I just got sidetracked.
I do love New Orleans. I would go back. Like I said, that's the only thing I remember. But I don't remember anything of the particulars that would make this list. Outside of it was dark, it had a red light, and they had a couple of craft beers for $9. That's all I remember from the dungeon.
I remember we smoked a cigar at one point.
No, that wasn't at the dungeon. That was at
that wasn't at the dungeon. I'm just saying, in general, the trips apart.
But if you like to drink, the best city is Chicago. Chicago has the best nightlife of almost every. Yeah.
Considering CM Punk.
Chicago is very great about their closing hours are suggestions, not really. They're not really solid about it. Their food is amazing. That's why the fucking Bear is set in Chicago. This is my own personal choice because you can pick a handful of bars from Chicago to make your top 5. Mine is the Native. So everyone was talking about dive bars. You cannot get more divey than this fucking place.
That looks like that looks like the type of place, dude. I met this guy at the Native. The Native. And Elijah, I probably could be a vacation planner, but if a bar crawl planner, I got anybody.
If this podcast ever blows up as big as the other podcast, 100%, we will have bar crawls in every.
I'm not above that. We're like, we're hosting an event. It's a bar crawl. Surprise.
God, please protect my liver. Be strong, my champion.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, blood work have you feeling like Superman, because my shit came back, it said, your liver's good. I said,
so,
give me drinks.
On the note of the Native being one of my favorite bars ever, most of the bartenders there are in a punk band. They're in Lawrence Arms, they're in Guardrail, and you can tell by just a random picture of the people inside, yep, that's a punk bar. That's exactly what you'd expect to find there in Chicago. And it has a patio that is actually pretty. And here's the weird thing about Chicago. I think it just has to do with something around when your city is only 15 to 18% Hispanic, not too much, not too less. The Hispanic population.
You're like, too much Hispanic. Too much Hispanic.
But they were legit because when I was there for a music festival, but I have been to be there during Mexican Independence Day, el 16 de septiembre. And the Mexicans in Chicago out-partied the Mexicans in Texas, for sure. They were literally going through every street in their lowrider. They were passing out beers as they were fucking driving down the street.
Me suspect.
But Chicago is awesome. There's literally also another bar that I really like. It almost made the list. This is my honorable mention. It's called the Welcome Back Bar. And it's really funny because the guy that I met there literally looks like one of the coolest NPCs that you'd ever see. It was like an old 60-year-old white guy with 8 gold chains around his neck. And then the Hulk Hogan haircut.
That's not an NPC. That's the final boss.
You know what's crazy? My mom and my aunt really like Chicago. Really, really like Chicago. They've been out there. I've never been.
Chicago is awesome. I would highly recommend it.
It's on my list. I've been wanting to go to Chicago.
No, you have places to go to first.
It's not number one on the list.
Bad G is correct. They drink like they don't want to live.
What a coincidence.
Me pocket watching JJ's flying. Like, where you going, buddy? Why is it not a place that begins with the J?
Look, as soon as I get hired, I still got $6,000 burning a hole in my pocket.
Sounds like a wonderful trip.
Well, JJ, what is your number 4?
My number 4. All right. I'm gonna go international for this one.
Ooh, Mexico.
Yeah. Going to Mexico. Not. I also excluded strip clubs. I know that wasn't mentioned in the rules, but strip clubs are not making it. But there is this little bar in kind of like a strip mall kind of thing in beautiful Piedras Negras, called the Beer Box, that our friend Bear Alfred invited the entire group to. We all hopped in one car, the shittiest one, so that if it was stolen, not a big loss. And since it's in a strip mall, because when we went, it was at the peak of cartel violence, and it was spreading to Piedras Negras. Typically, our little corner of Mexico in the U.S. was safe from all that, because that's
it was safe because one gang owned it,
right. And on top of that,
and you're like, hey, the enemy,
it was one of the major ports for to bring stuff in. It's not the biggest port, but it's also the one that's not as well guarded. But it was around the time when there was infighting with the gangs, so it was kind of sketch to go. But we all went because it was in a generally safe location, lots of lighting, restaurants and stuff, and it was just a very nice little bar. Eagle Pass doesn't have a lot. We're a very small town. People drink Bud Light and Michelob. That's all we have. Like, if you want to open a successful bar in Eagle Pass,
4 taps of Bud Light.
yeah, just have Bud Light and Michelob on special. Alternate them. Have Bud Light drafts for $2 on Tuesdays, and Michelob $2 on draft on Thursdays. You will make bank.
Nice to know. I'm gonna be Eagle Pass's biggest bar runner with just Bud Light.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of options, especially for someone like me that has already lived in Austin for a little bit. At the time, I had already lived with Palco for half a year. So I lived here in Austin. I went to the Golden Goose. I experienced craft beer, and then I went back home and I was like, I made a mistake. I made a horrible, horrible mistake. But the beer box had craft beer, not on draft, but it's Mexico, so even the bottle only cost me $1.
Say less.
It was a very cheap place to drink. They had fantastic beers. I still have one of the bottle caps because it had a skull and crossbones, and I just thought it was cool. And they had decent food. They had cocktails. They had beer cocktails, which is kind of a rarity. I don't see many beer cocktails that aren't micheladas. But they had, variety. I had one that was they called it the brain. Because it had beer and they basically floated rum over beer.
Oh, okay.
And then they poured Baileys in it, so it kind of solidifies a little bit.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And it looks like a brain. Yeah, it gets kind of cloudy. And it was tasty. It was really good.
I mean, rum and Baileys is a good mix. We're just putting it in a carrying vessel.
They have some sort of frozen drink here that I'm like, that looks pretty good.
I did not have that when I went. But
It looks green.
Well, it looks like they did. I mean, I haven't been in the beer box in forever, but it does look like they updated their marketing.
Yeah, I remember it being spelled in English. Now it's spelled in Spanish. It's B-I-E.
You're like, it's upgraded.
It's B-I-E.
First of all,
that looks really good.
Elijah, I don't think that's a hot take.
Most people don't like PBR. We have a joke here in Texas that if you were to put a blindfold and I put a PBR and a Lone Star, you wouldn't tell the difference in taste.
Oh, hey now. Lone Star comes from our taps.
There'd be one that I'd say, this needs lime and salt.
There's one I'd be like, every bad decision I've made started with you.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break and then go on with our top 3.
Someone has to pee.
Yeah, that's all it is. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. TJ, what is your number 3?
Gotta take it across the sea to the place I wanna be. Japan.
Stay with me.
If there's one thing that there's no amount of me forewarning you, there's no amount of me telling you, there's no amount of emotional support I can give you, drinking in Japan is a very different thing. It is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's the best thing it's the best thing I've had. When I say the amount of time, there's a new level of. It's the only place that I've been the equivalent of New Orleans. So imagine when you're able to get the ability of New Orleans drunk with none of the self-preservation.
Oh, I am totally.
Yeah, that's the problem. Imagine if you can there's a place you can get super fucking
Cops don't have guns here.
And there's no, and you don't have to worry about self-preservation, with the exception of you just making sure you're not irritating or doing anything to anyone else. It's a wonderful fuck.
I was about to say, like, TikTokers have to be annoying it.
Yeah. You have to actively try.
You have to be a dick.
I've played Yakuza. I can make friends with homeless people in Japan.
Oh, you have to go out of your way.
I heard a funny story. I don't know if it's true because you're the only one that's been there. But like, somebody offered like a homeless guy like $10 or whatever the equivalent is in Japan, and he was like, "No, bro, I'll be fine. I'll make it one day."
I don't know.
I just heard. I just thought it was.
I didn't see a homeless person while I was there.
Well, that's one of the things that they say. But the other thing is that, like, they still have a sense of pride kind of thing, where it's just like to a fault. Like, if you're homeless, you're homeless. Like, you get whatever help you can. But they were like, no, like,
I'm Gucci.
Yeah.
But again, cost of living there is so reasonable that they, $10 would take them a long way. So that's interesting. I could rave about drinking in any of the spots I went to in Japan.
Not only that, it's that, like, also, like, 7-Eleven food over there is gourmet, like, compared to our shit.
As someone that ate a taquito because that's all they had time for, yeah.
Now you're oogly boo.
When I say there was 2 nights that we ate exclusively 7-Eleven, and it could have been the entire trip, that's problematic. I went to 7-Eleven so much. Because first of all, they sell their beer shit in singles. So they know what you're doing. I'd go there and I'd spend about the equivalent of $4 American for 4 fucking beers. And first of all, the good shit. Second of all, I'd also get some wine cooler-esque things and all tasted great. But my number 3, which could be my number 1 on any given day, is a place in Kyoto called Bar Museum. Bar Museum was, oh my God, one of the nicest bartenders I've ever had the opportunity. This Japanese man gave me a hug, which I was not prepared for. But, no, this is Bar Museum, Kyoto. Not Asakusa. Oh, let me tell y'all, I'll get to Strong Zero. I need to put y'all on game. You know what?
Have I been wasting my time with the sake extra dry?
Bar Museum.
Keep saying Museum of Liquor. I don't know.
Not Museum of Liquor. Pull it up on maps. Just pull up the screen. I'll guide you.
I'm pulling up my maps too because I saw like this Vice video about like drinking in Japan.
I have a question. I don't know where you went in Japan, but like, and I know you probably couldn't have gone because Michaela was there, but like, were you in the vicinity of that like muscle mommy bar where they beat the shit out of you while you get drinks?
First of all, I don't think I was. Second of all, you think Michaela would have stopped me from going?
I have to be extra respectful in this podcast because already enough girlfriends hate me.
So it should be the, let me see.
Because I just put Bar Museum Kyoto.
It should be, well, not the point. Bar Museum, and I will share the proper one there. Drinking in Japan is an experience because there's so many places to drink. Whatever you think of, like, oh, this spot has a lot of bars. No. You don't fucking get it. You gotta... let me tell you, you'll be like floor 1. Like, so buildings are stacked, right? So there's things on floor 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll go into a corner of a spot. It'll be a bar. You'll go into a fucking like you'll fucking be in an alley. Golden Guy. Search up Golden Guy. It's literally like 70 bars crammed into that could only fit like 4 or 5 people. So you will find places to drink. I'm going to talk about Bar Museum in a second, but drinking is just a different beast. It's the best beast.
That's why
Shinjuku Golden Guy.
The Night is Young, Go On Girl was like one of my favorite movies of like COVID because it's all about a girl going out in Kyoto and just like drinking, and then misadventures happen.
I will genuinely say, again, just the amount
Wholesome misadventures for anyone.
it's a great movie, Wholesome Misadventures. But but for me personally, there's no experience, and there will not be an experience like it is to drink in somewhere like Japan in general, just because of how safe you're able to feel. Because you are able to drop a level of guard, and I speak this like very, very closely to anyone who's a minority or anyone who feels like there's just this level of freedom that you're not mentally prepared for, and it's such a cool thing. So that said, why Bar Museum is my favorite. I got hugged by the bartender. I did also leave some notes there, so me and Michaela's thing are in there as well. But I think the bigger thing is I drank so cheap there for some good ass whiskey.
Yeah, don't they have like
It's
all
a-
you can drink at some place?
There's some so there's some izakayas that are all you can drink, but it doesn't matter if it's all you can drink or not, because JJ, me and Michaela got 5 whiskey straights. First, they were not playing at this place. I got 5 whiskey straights each. My bill was $30 total.
Golden Gal is fantastic. You're not the only one that's been there.
When I went to Golden Guy, I was there for like we were sitting there drinking for 2 hours. I'm talking, I had, again, multiple drinks. I don't think any of my drink bills were above like 60, and for 2 people, 60, 70 for a lot of drinks.
The funny thing about that is like that can be 2 drinks in some places.
That's trust me, I just took Michaela out somewhere not too long ago, and I was like in Austin, and granted they had some okay cocktails, but it was up there. And you would not like you could get that over there if you wanted to.
I believe the only high place or high, like you're gonna pay a lot when you go there, is Tiki Tatsuya. That's the only one that I've been to that I would actually recommend. But every drink is 20 to 25.
And bro, when I say you can get that in Japan, but at the point you're paying $25 on a drink, oh, you getting that shit that they
Good night, Badgie.
You're getting assaulted by the Yakuza.
just. But to that point, right? Bar Museum, just great offerings. The guy sussed me out, and what I mean by that was he was like, I didn't give you the English menu, and I was like, shit, he knows. So
How could he tell?
like he was like, so then he made me only order in Japanese from then, and then he only spoke to me in that. But he also like went out of his way to like, and they do this a lot in bars in Japan. You're getting snacks, you're getting fruit, you're getting things as you're drinking.
Yeah.
They have the best bar snack that I need y'all to try when you're at my crib next time. Like where you're just like kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. But it's not nuts. It's like this, like almost cracker, these rice cracker.
Yeah.
Like and you're eating this from this bowl. And boy, when you have a beer in your hand and you're eating those rice crackers,
Is it
you're
like
killing it.
festival food?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. They just had it everywhere. Every bar had it when we were there.
Because I know I did a fast for like 3 days when my brother was living with me, and we lived on Lakeline, so like H Mart was like literally a 5-minute drive. And on after the 3rd day, I was like, all right, I'm done. I need a fucking banana. Let's just go to H Mart because it's closer than HEB.
That's fair.
So we went to H Mart. I bought my banana.
Cookie one.
And we were walking around, and then I saw like these rice crackers, and since I hadn't eaten for 4 days, I was like, oh, these rice crackers.
Rice crackers.
It was like a 1 pound
Yup.
bag for like $10.
It might be what you like. Were they little or like how? What were they?
They were little, and some of them had like seaweed wrapped around it.
Oh, it might be what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, I destroyed that 1 pound and gained 5 back.
Yeah, I'm telling you, some of those bar snacks are so good. Semicolon, however, and there will be one more Japan bar in the future, so I'll leave it at that. Drinking Strong Zero. So my hair is all a mess, so I don't want to. I brought back Strong Zero because I'm hanging on to one can. Strong Zero is like your best friend. It's the yin to my yang.
I have a question.
It's the hero we all
this
need.
note, and I hate to interrupt your promo, but I'm just like, how close is it to soju?
What?
Strong Zero.
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No.
All right, that's all I got. I'm done.
No, it's not soju. It's akin to what they call lemon sours over there, which usually has soju, which is a very different thing. Strong Zero, and I don't say this lightly. I've done a great job training my girl in the way of the drinking with me, because I'm no lightweight. One can of Strong Zero sends this girl into her worst path. 2 cans of Strong Zero for me, and we getting lit. They call it the Gaijin killer. They call it the one that's gonna take you out. But worst part about it all is
My silver bullet.
it goes down so easy. I fuck with Strong Zero so much.
I was about to say, that's why I was comparing it to soju. Soju isn't, I don't know, if it's probably not as alcoholic as Strong Zero, because soju is only 20%, but like literally I've seen soju ruin people's lives because they were just kind of like, oh, this tastes like Sprite.
No, so Strong Zero is 9%. So the problem is Strong Zero is 9% in the can. Pull up Strong Zero real quick. Strong Zero is 9% in the can.
This shit.
Easier to kick back than a beer. Also, the worst part is it hits. I don't know what they do. It hits harder than any 9%. It's a 9% in Strong Zero. There's an asterisk there. That motherfucker is evil. It's low calorie. They're not kidding. It's low calorie, so you can kick back a bunch and you have no guilt. So it's like you're not worried about the issues you have with beer where you're like, I can't drink too many. No, you kick back as many Strong Zeros, and they have tall boy Strong Zeros. So you
had me at 9%.
And when I say I would drink, so I had Strong Zeros almost every night I was there, which is not a healthy thing to do. But oh my God.
I will say in your defense that if I look at a can that looks this pretty with lemons at the top, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's a seltzer. That's a Truly.
Yeah.
Give me that Truly.
Oh, it's like Truly's Ivy League cousin. Like, he's better than you in every way, and you know it. And cheaper.
Except JF.
Because but Strong Zero, it was so crazy that like my buddy, who was in Japan at the same time I was, he texted me. He was like, "Hey, did you try your Strong Zero yet?" I was like, "Yeah, I did last night."
I'd fuck up this peach for sure.
Oh, bro, you'd fuck up all those flavors. First of all, you'd fuck up any one of those flavors. When I say
again, you had me at 9%. Like, you don't have to sell me with peach.
You say that like you drink malt beer. You don't do that.
I like peach a lot.
Yeah, peach is my favorite.
Yeah, bet. So,
mango is superior, but peach is a
well,
very close second.
I was gonna say when it comes to alcohol, peach is pretty great because watermelon is my favorite fruit, but I haven't had a good watermelon alcohol drink yet.
Oh, well, melon is a super popular flavor in Japan. Not watermelon, because I don't like watermelon, but melon, the green, everywhere and everything.
Favorite fruit, mango. Well, I guess technically it would be tomato, but I don't count that. Favorite fruit is mango. Very close second is peach.
Oh, don't worry, baby. They got Strong Zero flavors for all of you. That is, I need to take y'all to, like, if there's anything I'd want to go to Japan for, it would be to be there while you experience your first Strong Zero. Because I want to be there for the start, and I want to be there where we end. Because the problem is
me floating in the Pacific.
Because it'd be like, great, you start off with Strong Zeros, and then again, the problem is you'll go out and you'll start drinking, and then you'll realize that, Japan drinking culture is I could get fucked up and eat and grill meat while I'm getting fucked up. That's the worst
That's
part.
just Texas, bro.
Yeah.
No.
That's just an Alfred party.
Yeah.
That's just King of the Hill. Hank does that all the time.
Do it in public.
Garage beers and grilled meats all weekend, baby.
Because I'm setting up a trap. That shit would be funny. But yeah, no. Needless to say, number 3 is Bar Museum. Number 3 is really strong 0-2. Number 3 is Japan, except for one bar where they're higher on the list. But yeah, no. We got really to that point. We got really fucked up at Bar Museum. Walked over to this like meat place that I was like, well, let me just get like $50 worth of beef, and they just had you grill it in front of you, and you were like, yeah, I'm doing this.
So another thing that, because I said no music venues, no restaurants, no something else.
Strip clubs.
I didn't say no strip clubs. I said no clubs, but strip clubs should have been on the list, and that's why I'm going to say the only reason I didn't include any bars from Thailand is like you think it's a normal club, and then out of nowhere, like it's a strip club. Yeah.
Wait, Marcos, you've been to Thailand?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was amazing. It's one of the craziest times I've ever been involved with. Definitely recommend everyone goes to Thailand. Johnny Neal, who's a friend of the podcast, has always big on like, damn, you're really stressed and sad right now. Go to Thailand right now.
So I've actually been looking at videos of Thailand because it looks like a dope place to actually live as well. It's super affordable right now. But well,
that being said, the movie Only God Forgives, like when Ryan Gosling goes crazy in Thailand. Yeah. He was like, yeah, bro, that's what happens when you live in any culture that's so different from yours for too fucking long.
Weak. Yeah.
Like a really boring movie? Got it.
We was talking about Ryan Gosling's eyes in that movie.
Oh, no, yeah, no. It has its merits, but it wasn't for me.
It wasn't for me either.
I think that's just, how do I put it? I think that's just something you can, like, suss out, bro.
What, the Ladyboys? No, you cannot suss them out.
Never mind.
They are very beautiful.
I don't know how to say this, but it is kind of one of the things where it was just like, I have a friend that, at that point, big country fed dude from South Dakota that was as conservative as he could, was like, bro, I hate everything that's gay, trans, all this other shit. And we were like, sure, bro, whatever. And then a lady boy came up to him and was just like, yes, I'm actually a man. I am this fucking beautiful, and I'm actually a man. And talked to her for like 4 or 5 hours at that point because he was just kind of like amazed by by the transition, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
One of my favorite TikToks, and I wish I could pull it up, but like it's so old at this point, was just like this white dude in Thailand. And he's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And he's talking to like what he thinks is a girl. And then the lady boy says, I have a dick. I'm sorry, what? I have a dick. Oh, I don't care. You're fucking gorgeous.
Hey, Thailand. Yeah, Thailand curing, what is it?
Transphobia.
Transphobia.
100% will. Because I literally saw it happen. But on that note, I'm not going internationally for my number 3. I will show a picture really quick of the Muscle Girl Gin Bar.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it is.
I don't know what... I'm going to wait until you say your next Japan bar, but I do have a list of places I want to hit up in Tokyo.
You will hit them up, and you may not... What reason is because you'll be like, I'm going here. And then you'll find about 18 things on the way.
Oh, no, yeah. I thought there was only one tequila bar. No.
Every bar that I went to in Thailand was an amazing experience. And like when it comes to service, like nothing in America or Mexico touches the amount.
Nope. Not even close.
They don't even want to tip on top of that, but it was just amazing. Like literally, I mean, I know they do have like a fake kind of thing here in America, but they literally have dedicated servers to you that'll sit down and have drinks with you while they're. It's a step away. It's a step back from strippers. Like they don't like want $20 for 3 minutes, but it's actually kind of nice. It's just like, hey, I'm going to sit down with you. Do you need help with the menu? Do you need help, like, ordering drinks? Like, I'm just here to hang out with you while you enjoy the day.
It's kind of a step down from a cabaret club. Well, we're in the same, like, Venn diagram. Because Japan has cabaret clubs, but you very much have to pay for that.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, on the note of a place that is super fucking different. It's not a different country. It's in Florida, but it might as well be a different country.
Yeah.
Miami is one of the few places I've ever been to where it's just kind of like, as soon as you land and you get off that plane, you're not in Kansas anymore. Like, there's a certain thread of like what we accept as America, and Miami just went.
Not it.
Yeah, they went the other way. And like one of the first things that Nicole did was she took me to go eat at it was their equivalent of Pluckers. It was their sports dive bar kind of thing, and I just went to order a beer, and they didn't understand my accent. And when she started talking to me in Spanish, I tried to talk back to her in Spanish, and she was like, you talk too slow, basically. Yeah. But that being said, if you ever want to experience a really cool area, it's like Deep Ellum, but it never got fucking ruined. Wynwood in Miami is fucking amazing, and I highly recommend the bar Gramps.
Gramps.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah. It's an old school bar when they're advertising air conditioning on top of it.
We've got AC.
Modern technology.
You know what? Fuck that. I appreciate you letting me know.
Yeah, true.
I can't be. There's some places that you'd be like, I don't think there's AC here.
But Wormwood is the art district, and it is also really fucking pretty. Like, they do everything they can to have murals on the side of the wall, put Art Deco wherever they can. The drinks there are really good. According to Abadabs, Deep Ellum is trying to make a comeback. Vibes and Chill right now. But right now I'm just talking about Miami. But Miami was really fucking cool. There's so many little things about Miami that are just kind of like you're in a different culture. Like, I told Sam about this. That it's just like, yeah, the next morning I woke up and Nicole took me out for a cafecito. I was just like, cool, small coffee. And I didn't expect to get the jitters from fucking caffeine of all fucking things.
Oh, yeah. It hits different.
Yes.
I don't know exactly how they do it. I don't know what they supercharge their beans with, but they literally serve it to you in like the little pill.
Little shot glass.
Oh, man.
I think because when I told Sam that, Sam told me a story about Gabriel Iglesias going to Miami, and he was like, oh, I don't fucking understand why they would have. I'm 400 pounds. Why would they give me a little baby coffee kind of like that? And so he orders two of them, and he's like, bro, I almost had a heart attack from the amount.
No, what happens is, I don't fuck, like, bro, international coffee is a very different coffee. Mm-hmm. Depending on where you are. What is it? Some Eastern European coffees, Turkish coffee, have you in fucking your tea. Ethiopian coffee? Oh my gosh. Nah. If they say, and they serve you in a little cup, trust them. You're going to go down like you've never gone down before.
This is one of the, I'm just searching pictures. So this is a mural outside of Graham's. And honestly, you'd have a lot of fun. The drinks are cheap. There's also another place where they just kind of smell that you're in the service industry.
That's all you got to do. Just like real recognize real, as they say.
And then the other really cool thing that happened when I went to Gramps is, we got drinks for free. The women there are just fucking gorgeous. Like, I've never
in Miami.
In Miami,
yes. They are. I told Michaela, don't let me go back by myself again. Straight up, I said, don't let me go back by myself again.
I was about to say, like, I haven't been to the California. I heard California, like LA and whatever, has
nope. Let me just squash. There's no debate. Felt like a fool while I was there.
Well, I was about to say, like, I met like average people that is like, I work a register at 7-Eleven. I am a single mom with 3 kids, and I was like, yeah, bro, in Austin you're like a 10. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't usually do this, but I saw some brother with something that he just shouldn't have been with, and I said that should have been me. I said, sir, you swinging real high. Good on you, sir. Good on you. But I'm a hate.
Didn't when I was in Miami, I didn't pick up on any of the local breweries or distilleries. It's one of my big things I do everywhere that I go. Didn't get to do that in Miami, but it's still one of the places where I'm just like, the food there is a little bit different. The people there are a little bit different, but everyone there is also super cool. I remember when I was asking Nicole, because Nicole's mom used to be a congresswoman, and I was like, why isn't she a congresswoman anymore? And it's just like, well, it doesn't pay enough to live in fucking Miami.
Mm-hmm. Miami's expensive. Where I went out, like, that's why this bar sounds cool, because when I went out, that was my Keller. The drinks were not cheap.
I think the most expensive drink that I saw there at Gramps was $12.
Nah, dude, that was like the starter pack where I was. And
Yeah.
I don't know where I was. But I will say Florida has some, I can't speak on Miami because I didn't go there, but Tampa breweries were really nice.
Yeah.
Had a great time there. Not like just a great diversity. Some of the best sours I've ever had have come out from Tampa. So, because I went to this place, it had like bubblegum flavored sour. Like it had just every type of sour under the sun. Very custom made. Tasted like juice almost. It was so good.
I have a whole bunch of friends that live in like hipster parts of Florida. I guess that's what's coming up. St. Petersburg, Lake something. And I was just kind of like, would make sense with there just being an influx. Anywhere there's cheap land, it's just hipsters take it over for a little bit.
Or Scientologists.
Both.
Because Scientology like owns a town, like an entire town in Florida. Clearwater. Clearwater is, yeah.
Really?
I shit you not. You can look this up.
That's wild.
Well, JJ, what is your number 3?
All right, my number 3. I'm going with the nostalgia bone here again.
No problem. That's what this episode's for.
Yeah, when I first moved to Austin, I worked at Blizzard, and turns out Blizzard changed offices because when I heard about the job, Blizzard was like, the Blizzard office was in like Central Austin, and I was like, oh, dope. I can go hang out with Paco. I can go to Golden Goose whenever I want. I can hit up 6th Street whenever I want. Then come to find out, no, they changed offices. Like once I got hired and they gave me the address, it's like, this is not the address I saw on Google.
Yep. Hey, bro,
So
I got played in the other job. I was like, y'all were downtown when I got hired. No, we're not.
I'm not gonna give away the exact location, even though like I don't work for them no more, so fuck them. But
To your point, Elijah, let me live. I would do that.
but it was the Lakeline area, the Lakeline Cedar Park area, and Cedar Park is a completely different town. It's a suburb, if you will. So I lived with Jordan for a few months while I got, on my feet here in Austin. And then once I found my own place, I lived in the Cedar Park Lakeline area. There was nothing there. When I tell you there's nothing fucking there.
Time out. JJ, when'd you come to Austin? When were you there?
2016, 2017.
Motherfucker, there was nothing there.
There was nothing there. So, honorable mention to Red Horn. Red Horn is one of my favorite breweries to this day because it was the closest and only brewery in the general area.
You wouldn't. Lakeline and Cedar Park are nicer now, but like if you're in Cedar Park, you know you're in Cedar Park.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
So I was a complete fish out of water. Like, I am familiar with the south and central parts of Austin. And that's what I told everyone when I moved there, because one of my friends got me the job at Blizzard. He was like, so do you like it here? Because he really loves the north side. And, like, once you move closer to the center...
Like, I like where I live, but I'm north center. I'm not north. I'm not north in the other fucking way.
Yeah, sure. Once you live north center, it's beautiful. It's great. There was like 10 breweries in my second apartment.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll speak for where I live now. It's like I'm next to the Domain. You know how many breweries are around because you were right around the corner.
Yeah. But in that first apartment, the apartment was very nice. I loved the apartment, but the area kind of just like fucking sucked. I was like, I can go to work. Work is the closest, literally, work was the closest thing to my apartment. And then the next closest thing to my apartment was H Mart. And
No, that's not bad.
I mean,
Fucking the worst.
I went to H Mart a lot to get lunch, like to get food. And you know, H Mart has like some decent beers and stuff there, but also
It's not a bar.
right. So when my friend Miguel invites me out and tells me, "Hey, we're going to a bar," I was like, "The fuck?
You're lying.
What are you trying to tell me?"
Alamo Draft House doesn't count.
Yeah, a lot of times we would go to the Alamo Draft House.
Alamo Draft House doesn't count.
But my number 3 is the Dig Pub in Cedar Park.
The Dig Pub.
The Dig Pub. It's a very nice, very quaint little spot. It is very, you know, like pub atmosphere, where they have, you know, like not necessarily like that hearth style seating with the tall ass benches, but you do have like that kind of closeness. Like this is meant for you and your group to come to, not you by yourself. Food is pretty good. I didn't go for the food, but the beer selection up until that point was the best that I had ever seen, like at any bar. And the highlight for me was that it's right next to this store called the Brutorium, or the Beertorium.
I was about to say, the Brutorium is a brewery here.
I think it's the Beertorium or something like that, but it's... You can walk in there and find, like, any beer. Like, just... What are you looking for? You can talk to the guy and he'll be like, "I know someone. Come back next week."
JJ, you are wrong. It is the Brutique.
The Brutique. That was it. Yeah. It is very nice. But, yeah,
Don't sun him like that. The Brutorium's off airport. I know where it is. You
I
stop
haven't
being mean.
lived in the Lakeline Cedar Park area in like 5 years.
He escaped. Never went back.
Yeah, I very much like where we live now. It's
Nice up there now, though. There's more stuff.
There is more stuff. Like, I was really mad that they added a barbecue truck to the food park. Like, the year I left. The year I left, they were like, "Oh,
Fuck off.
the chusma's gone? Let's add some barbecue. Let's add some culture."
You what? Let's bring in the shitty lights.
But, no, yeah, the Dig Pub was very nice. And, I mean, honestly, it's mostly because, like, that's where I would hang out with the work friends that I was really close to. I don't want to say that I really
4.5
really
with 889 reviews.
It's a very nice spot. Like, it's very chill. Again, it's more of a place that you take a group rather than you go by yourself. But, because when I worked at Blizzard, like, just a 5-minute drive from it was a Little Woodrose. And Little Woodrose was like the Blizzard bar. That's where everyone went after their shift. I hate Little Woodrose.
I don't care for it much.
Specifically that Little Woodrose.
I don't care for Little Woodrose.
I think the one you're talking about is Corey's favorite Little Woodrose.
I mean, I did meet a guy that owned a DeLorean, and he decked it out to be like a Back to the Future style DeLorean, Back to the Future 2 with the Mr. Fusion and shit in the back.
So this is something that I'll do. I'm looking to go here by myself, kind of thing. I'm looking at their 1-star reviews, and I'm like, you guys are bitches.
Yeah, that place is great. I thoroughly enjoyed my time at the Dig Pub. I recommend it if you're in that side of town for whatever reason. Like, go check it out. It's not bad.
The first one is like, they got rid of fish and chips during Lent, and I'm like, that's a you problem.
Sounds personal.
Convert to a different religion, or better yet, be like me and don't eat fish, you weak bitch.
Not a very inclusive place. If you indicate any right wing's leanings, the bartenders are no longer friendly.
Oh yeah, that might be why I loved it. That's a plus.
Man, if that's your problem, this is Texas. You don't have to go far.
Oh no, yeah. There was another bar like maybe a couple of blocks down the road where
Sorry, this is the dumbest negative review I've ever heard. They had plates outside, but the restaurant was closed, so nobody picked them up. And I was like, so you didn't even go there and experience their service. You just drove by there and there was dirty plates outside.
You just said no. Just drove by, said, I have questions.
No, yeah, but to TJ's point that you don't have to go far, there was a bar like maybe a 10-minute drive down the road that was like a good old boy bar. And I was driving some of my work friends like to the Dig Pub. And when we passed that place, the other bar, they're like, oh, that's where me and my girlfriend got kicked out of. And I was like, how did you accomplish that? I've never heard of it.
I paid $40 for 3 meals, and I'm like, you're complaining about this?
Sir, get off those reviews. We're having a conversation.
Look, Dig Pub is great. Go check it out if you're on that side of town. I don't recommend going out of the way for it. But if you're there...
If you're in Cedar Park.
Yeah.
I feel you.
If you really want to check out H Mart, because H Mart is kind of dope.
I want to check out H Mart.
Then make your way over to Dig Pub afterwards. It's very nice.
Well, we're on to number 2s. And my number 2 is going back to 6th Street. There's a lot of I guess I'll just knock it off. There's a million bars in Austin that I can put as an honorable mention. These are just...
We're doing honorable mentions after the
commercials. Sure. Because I was like, bro, but this might float the line of like technically club, but I don't think it counts as a club because Austin doesn't have clubs. My number 2 is Vulcan.
Fuse is a bar.
Next to
no,
Vulcan, which is on 6th. It was the newer bar in my college era, and when it comes to Old Trusty, Buckshot's is Old Trusty. But when it came to just experiences that were always interesting, Vulcan. I have more stories coming out of Vulcan Gas Company than a lot of other bars in Austin. Stories that are great.
I've been there.
Yeah, stories that are great. Like, I walked in there and I don't know what was happening. It was the first place where I was like, what the fuck is this music? And where did all these goth people come from? Like, that was legitimately...
I'm a pilgrim in an unholy land.
I got so confused. No shame in the game. This is the spot where some girl came up to me and was like,
"Damn,
I like what you're wearing. Don't fuck this up." And I was so confused. I was like,
Sam and me had this discussion where he literally didn't understand what I was talking about, where it's just like, there's certain clubs that you go into where it's just like, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do. It's literally what you're wearing.
Yeah.
And I've never like been successful there because I don't care what I wear. But I was just kind of like,
this shirt off the floor.
No, that was the thing. I was wearing a bodybuilder.com shirt. And
literally a bodybuilder.com shirt?
Like literally the generic bodybuilder.com shirt.
The one that you get for free when you buy creatine?
Yeah, literally, the one that's like tight fit. Like, because that was when I was tight fit. But I had my other shit on point, right? I was just like, this is the shirt I had, whatever. She just came in, she was like, I like what you're wearing. It was a goth girl. She was like, he's wearing all black. I don't know what the fuck she picked me for, but that's happened at Vulcan. So that was a great win. I've also just had, like, again, funny ass scenarios, whether it's experiences of seeing people get kicked out, whether experience of like getting invited to like VIP for some exchange in there, whether it was just literally walking in and then like they're having an event that we weren't expecting. Mm-hmm. Being like, what the hell's happening right now has happened at Vulcan. The drinks aren't special. Nothing special other than my experiences when I've been there. And that's why it's number 2, because again, it's just like, I've seen my friends. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because I've seen like people get laid there. No, I'm kidding. but no. Seriously, it's like a matter of like, I've seen my friends. I could walk in, the dance floor would be empty. And then, like, we'd be like, cool, let's just do some random shit. Let's just start dancing and whatnot. And then, like, you'd be like, where the fuck did these people come from? Because they were, like, upstairs. And I guess they saw people actually actively on the dance floor. And they'd, like, come in and plow in. But it's also one of the few spaces that has a lot of space.
Yeah.
Like when you it's nice because it's not all claustrophobic, which some bars in Austin can be, where they get
especially on 6.
Especially on 6. This one has the functional AC. They can advertise it. It has real good AC. But they also do comedy shows. They do a bunch of other shit that make it a great time no matter when you're going. But it's such a cool experience to see an addition get added to 6th Street because you don't normally get to see that. A successful addition that you go to and visit, because usually when you have your trusted set, you're usually rotating there. But yeah, number 2. This one's a super simple one. It was cool to see. I get like half my bar, not even half, but like a fourth of my bar stories all come from Vulcan in a variety of different ways. And I've been there more times than I can count. Not as much as Buckshot, though. I've been to Buckshot way more. Number 2.
Thank you, Elijah, for being really sweet and saying, I am the exception because I have a high charisma stat. But, so, Sam made a comment that I thought was kind of funny on the last Muscle Metal show, that he was like, well, you can handle your beer, or you can handle your liquor, is basically what he said. And it's just like, I have the unfortunate combination of playing collegiate rugby, being in the Army, and being stationed in Alaska. So that's just kind of like, when it comes to alcohol.
I don't have those excuses.
But if there's a place that you need to go to, if you ever go to Anchorage, because Anchorage is actually a lot of fun. It's surprising the amount of, you would think Alaska, it's 90% white or some shit like that. It's true for most of the state. Anchorage is not that because of the fishing industry. Like basically every person is like, I just got into this country. What can I do that makes a lot of money? It's like, you can go dive fishing, and it ends up like being a more
Jesus,
people from a whole bunch of different backgrounds. Yeah. Literally the Mexican food in Anchorage is better than like the Mexican food in Dallas. Like, I would put it that way.
That's
what restaurants did you go to?
Yeah.
What side of Dallas?
Because Dallas has some good food. All right?
It do. Like, I don't know what transition fucking happens, but like from San Antonio to Austin, something is lost, and then it gets gained back when you get to Everett.
Yeah, I'm a fight. I grew up in Dallas. That's the one thing I can vouch for. That Mexican food. Go to Harry Hines, bro. You'll get some good Mexican food. You'll also get one of the blankets.
I'm down to try.
Yes. Them blankets that will fight any winter and win.
Well, when it comes to Alaska, there's a famous bar. Literally so famous that when Dave Attell was like, I'm going to go to different cities, he went to this bar and ended up being there for 4 hours. Alaska also has an added hour of drinking time. The bars don't close till 3 in the morning, and we usually made it till 3 in the morning.
No,
where else were you going to go?
I'm going to put a caveat there. The timeline on drinking is fine in most other cities except New Orleans. It's the exception, not the rule.
New Orleans and Chicago. Like, that would be the only places that I'm just kind of like, you can drink whenever you want there. Anchorage is 3, but I've heard other places be like, we shut down at 12. And I'm like, well, that's...
Dude,
yeah.
I don't know where you go out in... I can't say
San Francisco?
San Francisco. San Francisco sucks. I do not like drinking there because all the shit closes. Everything closes.
Well, this
California sucks.
I can't say that about all of California.
I'm kidding.
But
Just
San Francisco definitely has.
San Francisco nightlife blows.
Well, the nightlife here is awesome. It's a place called Chilkoot Charlie's in Alaska.
That looks like a type of place I'd walk out drunk.
You will walk out drunk for sure.
I don't know if you specifically picked that picture, but the fact that it has a rainbow.
It's like no matter. This is the holy grail.
Yeah, this is a motherland.
Chilkoot Charlie's is one of the weirdest places you can ever go to in the entire world because it's so huge.
You had me at the rainbow.
They're doing comedy over here.
Okay.
This is like a tiki bar. Then they have another bar over here where you can. It's called the women's bar because it has panties all over the fucking room. Like basically, women just take the bartender will give you a knife. Women cut their panties and put them on the wall. Mm-hmm. And then over here is a dance bar. Whatever you want to do that night. Chilcoots has you. They got you covered.
It's like those gyms that have a women-only room.
I have questions about these panties.
I believe.
Bring the fresh ones. Like, can that be an offer for?
Oh, here we go. Here's a picture of the panties and bras all over hung up.
So if there's ever a time when there's like an asteroid headed straight for Anchorage, are the bartenders instructed to like burn the panties?
Protect the panties.
Please, the god of the sky.
Oh,
We must protect what we can. What we can. Leave the liquor. Take the panties.
This is a picture of just like the tiki bar. Notice the sawdust underneath because you're coming in with salt and shit all over your shoes. Like,
yeah.
And this is also another place where they're gonna forget half your drinks by the end of the night.
Say less.
Oh yeah, that's a point I haven't brought up. But yeah, Dig Pub did not charge me for all my drinks.
Here's the dance club. Like, Chilcoot Charlie's is an amazing fucking time, but it's too amazing in the sense that, like, 1 out of 3 nights I was there, someone got into a fight, and I would just be in there with 5 other dudes.
That's fine with me.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah.
I actually
I'm willing
never
to
got
join in.
I was about to say I never got into a fight my entire time at Chilcoot Charlie.
I've never been in a bar fight. Period.
I can't say that, but
I'm like Jedi, bro. You come up to me, I'm like, we can de-escalate
I've
this.
kind of accidentally been in a bar fight where, like, I looked very much like the dude that got punched. And so the cop was like, it was you, and I was like, who's that guy?
Like the closest I ever was because some girl was dancing on me, and I do say it like that because she was. And then her boyfriend came up and was like, bro, that's my girl. And I'm like, first of all, y'all need to have a conversation. It's like, second of all, I'm not fighting for that. I'm good. Instead I left. That's it.
Rakeen, ironically, I don't jump in for the most part because I stop fights. Like, I don't really... I'm in, like, peacekeeper mode all the time for the most part. There will be a certain amount of time where I'm very aggro, but you have to disrespect me a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just...
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm opposed. It's more so that in that moment I get crunked up. I'm like, wait... I have more to lose than this person does a lot of the time. So therefore, not to say like I'm not better than anybody, I'm just like, I have more to lose. That's how I feel about myself. I'm like, if you're willing to get into a fight with me here, that means you got none to lose. I got something to lose, so I'm good.
I've joked about this, but it is kind of in my bucket list now because I've joked about it so hard. It's gone full circle. But there's a town in Australia that's named Manly. That's literally its name. And I joked with a girl that I was interested in at the time. That I was like, I want to go to Manly, Australia, and just be in a bar fight. I don't. So that's now on my bucket list. I'm going to go to Manly, Australia at some point in my life. Make friends with whatever the equivalent of an Australian good old boy is, and then tell him like, punch me as hard as you can, like Fight Club. Just hit me as hard as you can.
I need to get my badge on. Man, Elijah, at that point, bro, like, I worked at a gay bar, so, like, gay bars, plural, to pick up shifts, or, like, on a special event.
Random cool note about Chilcoot Charlie's. I'm sorry to interrupt your story. They had the pizza place inside the bar.
Well, that's dope.
It's better than the little Woodrow's that I hate.
But the pizza place inside the bar was just kind of like, oh, I'm feeling it. 1 slice for $3, please. And it would just be like a health boost, like in a video game.
Plus 50. I've worked at gay bars before. So, like, that kind of stuff just went out the window for me. It's like someone called me gay, but like, cool, man.
So the funny thing is, like, even in Lubbock, like, we hosted gay events and a lot of drag shows where it was just kind of like...
I think Austin kind of, like, makes you, like, be like, oh, I'm unfazed by... That said...
Well, I was in the Bible Belt hosting those events, and it was just kind of like, yeah, bro, like, what do you want to do? Like, just leave.
Leave.
You don't have to be here. There's a country bar across the street. Go over there.
Hey, dude, I'm here because A, I'm picking up a shift and I'm college student broke. B, they tip me better here. So they tip me way better here. That said, close I've ever been to boxing somebody was somebody who, when I was working a shift, and they were like, "Hey, can I get a cup of ice?" And I was like, "No." And then they were like, I was like, "Fine, it's 50 cents for a cup of ice." It was when I was at Rapolo's. I was working the window. He was like, he gave me like 35 cents. I was like, and I don't know why.
You're short 15.
I was like, I'm short 15. He was like, "Just give me a fucking thing of ice." And I said, and it was South by week, so I had it here with just dealing with people. Now, and I literally started like hopping over the thing to like try and duke somebody out. That doesn't count as a bar fight, but that'd be like my closest interaction drinking. My manager.
That was me. No, I'm playing.
No, my manager was even so thrown off. He was like, "Go cool off in the back." Like he's like, I'm cool with you doing that. Go cool off in the back because you never flip out. That's how thrown off he was. Like, man, that 35 cents. I'm like, if you out here broke, don't be out here drinking. This cup of ice ain't gonna get you nowhere. You shouldn't be out here in these clubs anyway. Shoot.
Dog. How much is Mad Dogs now? They're like $7, right?
AMD 2020.
They were not that much then, for sure.
I've had that maybe once in my life, and I said never again.
I've had that too many times.
Guess what a punishment drink will be this year?
Nah, dude, it doesn't make you feel.
Blue one.
It's made from devil liquor. I mean, devil alcohol.
Well, JJ, what's your number 2?
My number 2. All right, I'm going out of Austin for this one. This is not necessarily a Paco memory, but it is Paco influenced.
Paco adjacent.
It is very, like, literally. So Paco used to live in Fort Worth. That's where primarily he was raised. And he used to have a house in Fort Worth, in Everman. And there was this little bar on the way to Paco's that Paco would always tell me about, because he was like, "Oh yeah, no, like every random weekend or every random like 3-day weekend, holiday weekend, whatever, my other cousins would be like, 'Hey, we're here, roll through.'" It was the neighborhood bar. Paco never took me there for whatever reason. I think we might have gone there one time. Probably when I got bit by the stripper.
So he was gatekeeping.
He wasn't gatekeeping. It was just that, like, every time that I go to Fort Worth, Dallas, it's like, "Oh, we have this quinceañera we got to go to. Like, we got to get ready. Like, blah blah blah."
You're doing other shit.
Yeah. We're doing other stuff. But since he had hyped it up so much, there was one time that I was going there by myself. I literally had no one else in the car with me. And I was like, they always talk about this place, and it's like literally on the way to where I'm going. Like, it's just a stop sign away. I'm going to pull in this time. I'm going to leave early, and I did leave early from Austin. Like, I left earlier than anyone was expecting. Pulled in, and I had a great fucking time, and it's the Happy Armadillo.
Armadillo.
In Everman, Texas. It is. You look at it from the outside, and if it was nighttime, you'd be like, "This place is kind of sketch. Like, I don't know if I want to pull in here." But you go in there, and it's very much a hidden gem. Like, it is very, like, I don't want to say upscale. It's kind of divey. It's kind of country, but it's very nice. Like, the bartender was super cool with me, super chill. The food is really great. I had the burnt cheese pizza. It was just the right amount of toasty. They have a small patio area, so when it's like football season, like, they can pack that shit up. People are just hanging, chilling, drinking their beers. The beer selection is also, like, pretty decent. It's one of the only places that I've seen.
Why are those pictures so small?
Where you can get, like, a Happy Buddha beer. It's not on draft, granted, but like I can just ask for a Happy Buddha.
Good night, Tina.
And they have it. Like, holy shit.
Tino's here?
God damn.
And didn't drop any subs.
Not even that, just didn't say anything. Dude out here being in the shadows. Yo, good night. Like, what?
But no, yeah, I really love Happy Armadillo. I can see why, like, my cousins go there. Like, it's the neighborhood bar. It's very much a hidden gem. Like, I love that place. If we're ever taking a drive, like, or a road trip as a group to Fort Worth, Dallas, I'd say, hey, let's pull over, let's exit Everman Parkway, and let's go to Happy Dillo and just have a couple of drinks.
Go rest up, homegirl. And to your point, that's always a lovely place. That sounds like a lovely place. It's like the small, like, I feel cool here spots.
Yeah, no, it was. I went on a Thursday because I got there early. I went on a Thursday afternoon, and it wasn't like packed, but it was still like, oh, hey, people like this place. People hang out here. Like, there was still some dudes here, and I'm gonna borrow a line from Uncle Iro. But, you know, sharing a drink with a total stranger is one of life's simple pleasures.
It is.
It's in the stockyards?
Yeah. Well, Paco didn't live too far from it. Like, it's not that far. No, that's Thirsty Armadillo. Happy Armadillo.
Oh, okay.
The Happy Dillo. That's on... It should be on Everman Parkway, if I remember correctly.
I can't find a lot of pictures of it, honestly.
Try Maps. Try Google Maps. On Maps, I found a few pictures. They have a neon sign. They have modern amenities. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Got TVs everywhere. It's a very nice place.
It's clean, and there's fans.
Yeah, it's very much a hidden gem. I said it before. Say it again. Hidden gem.
I sounded real poor when I said they have fans. No, you don't understand. Bars that have fans are good bars. AC and fans.
Literally the amount of bars here in Austin right now that are just like the water fans or whatever they're fucking called. I don't know what that invention is. The misters. It's just like, yeah, you need that now.
Mister.
Yeah, I said, shut up.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back.
Oh my God, it's me. Welcome everybody to the Manscaped Dad. Did you know that it's smooth sack summer out there, folks? That's right. Smooth sack summer. That means your ball sack smooth as eggs. Now, why would we say that it's smooth sack summer? Because it's almost summer. It feels like it already if you're in Texas. It is hot for no reason. No reason whatsoever. But you know what? It's the way it's going to be from now on. It's only going to get hotter. And so that means you got to keep yourself cool. And the best way to keep yourself cool, make yourself hairless. And the way you do that is with the fine folks at Manscaped. Manscaped has been a sponsor for many years now. And we love Manscaped. They've gifted us a few items, including the titular, as you see on the bottom right there, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, and they gave us different variations of the kits and whatnot. The Beard Hedger Pro Kit, that's what I use on my face. That's what keeps me nice and trim and good and whatnot. But here's the thing, folks. If you want that smooth ball, that smooth sack summer, you need that quadruple B. That's right. Oh, that's them. I don't want to switch to you on your phone. You're not ready for the 4 Bs. You know what the 4 Bs are, TJ? He doesn't know. The 4 Bs, the Beard and Balls Bundle, baby. That's right. Beard and Balls Bundle is the newest bundle, one of the newest bundles from Manscaped. You can get yourself the Beard Hedger and the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, all USB-C charged, electric beard trimmer, skin safe technology, 20 different links for that Beard Hedger, and waterproof. Waterproof is the same for the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, including the interchangeable skin safe foil and trimmer blade heads and the groin. It's a groin and body hair trimmer to keep everything as smooth as you need it to be, which is very, very smooth. But you say, Sam, I don't have a beard as lovely and as gorgeous as yours. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. Not everybody can. It's not my fault. It might be your fault, but I'm not going to blame you. I'm not going to blame you. But here's the thing. Manscaped's got the tool for you anyway. Because if you can't do the 4 Bs, the quad Bs, you got the Groin and Go bundle. And that's going to give you the Lawnmower 5.0 for your whole entire body. And the Handyman, the compact face shaver with dual action skin safe blade heads, hybrid long hair leveler, and foil shaver blades. And it's also waterproof. It's a little guy, but it'll get you nice up and close. And I want Manscaped to give me one because it looks really interesting, because I need to get my neck beard down. And if you want to get your neck beard down, if you want to look nice and clean for the summer, well, get started early. Be sure to use coupon code MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping off everything at manscaped.com. That's everything at manscaped.com. Manscaped.com. Your balls, your face, and I. Oh, you can bet I will thank you. That's right. Use coupon code MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping. Can you believe it? I can't. But you should. It's been the deal all along, but who knows how long it'll last. So you better use it now. Your life depends on it. And more importantly, your hairy balls depend on it. But you don't want them to be hairy. You want them to be smooth. You get the picture. Sex. It's incredible. Doom, 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 doom. I wish I had someone in the backup sing the doop, 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 doos in terms of Flash Gordon balls sex. Hi, everybody. I'm Sammy Gonzalez, sponsoring and being sponsored by Actively Joy Mode. The fine folks at Joy Mode have sponsored Them Excellence for quite some time now. And here's the thing, folks. You don't know what Joy Mode is by now? You haven't been watching, or you're new to the show? Well, you know what? Shame on you. You should have been watching the whole time. But you know what? It's okay. Because here's the thing, folks. Sex is great. And if you have sex right, it's even greater. But you have sex with a sexual performance booster, that's even better than the best. So, here's what I have to offer you. Look at that right there. Joy Mode has brought the people, sexual performance boosters. That's right. They're these little sachets. You put it in a drink 45 minutes before estimated sexual times, or earlier in the night when you probably going to be like, hey, partner of mine, do you want to have sex later? And they're like, hell yeah, consent's great. And then you get consent at the time that you want to ask them, and they're like, hell yeah, sex is great. And then you have great sex. Well, that's the thing. The sexual performance booster is that thing that increases your blood flow, gives your sexual wellness a big old jump. Erection quality, that also gets a big old jump. And good for your heart health. Let's say, you know what? I got to take care of my body and myself. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, healthy blood flow, erection firmness, quality, stamina performance, erectile health, athletic and gym performance. That's right. You can use this as just a standard boost just to get the blood and the oxygen and everything, the blood flow going, all that stuff. It's good for you. Heart health and blood pressure helps that too. And it's got those natural ingredients. L-citrulline, arginine nitrate, Panax, ginseng, and vitamin C. Like I said last time and the times before, this ain't no graduation. It's that good, healthy vitamins that are good for your body and good for your soul, and more importantly, good for your dick if you got a man. That's right. Firmness, erectile firmness. That's what you want. And you can have it for 20% off and free shipping using coupon code MEX20. That's right. Go to usejoymode.com/MEX20 or use coupon code MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping on Joy Mode. So that way you can get that proper boost. And as I say every time we do this ad, you can get that ooh. Oh yeah, you want that? Maybe not, but you know what? You can get your own version of that, and your own version of that might be some other animalistic guttural noise. And I hope that it is, because when I do that, I'm not even aroused, but it's fun to do. Imagine when I am aroused. Are you imagining? That's why you should get Joy Mode. So, get Joy Mode. Don't mess around with these gas station nastinesses. Trust us at themexcellence. We'll never let you down. Have we? Have we? I don't think so. Use joymode.com/MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping off your entire order. Use joymode.com. It's good for your boner. Bye. You won't see me for like 2 weeks.
It's been a light day, all right?
It has, I'm actually not drinking the rest of this weekend. This is almost like a little bit of me going out kind of thing.
Same, yeah.
Thank you, King.
Wasn't going to drink, and then Zuzu stomped on my balls twice.
He do that. He has no idea about where his feet land.
No.
Also, he doesn't have balls. Maybe it's revenge.
I didn't take them away from him. But no, yeah, I let him out.
You didn't save them either.
I wasn't there. I didn't know. No, but I let him out, and you know how he gets super excited when he's let out and he jumps around. And I had just finished eating, so I was like, bro, give me 5 minutes. And so I sat down, and he was like, "What are we doing? What are we going?" And then he jumped up on me while I was sitting on the couch, hit me with his front paw right in the testes, and then decided not enough grip. Second hind legs.
Ow.
It was not pleasant. He waited an hour until I took him.
All right, guys, give me a little bit of time to pull this up. Won't take very long. All right, this is just my honorable mentions. TJ, do you got any?
Shit. Every bar in Austin that I didn't mention. I'm kidding.
I mean, they're all decent.
Greenlight Social. It's where I got roofied. Kung Fu Saloon, which is next to Greenlight.
Kung Fu.
Which one? There's like 3.
The one next to Greenlight downtown. But the one in the Domain is dope.
The one in the Domain I like a lot.
Speaking of which, the only club, the Rose Room. Can't mention it, but it's a dope place because it's the only club in Austin that's a club. It's a club. They have a dress code. On 6th Street proper, I mentioned the core ones like Shakespeare and some of the other few. All great. Coyote Ugly. Why?
Coyote Ugly was funny because I keep taking people there for body shots. I've never done a body shot. Don't want to. But
I don't know.
I took Elijah's friend because it was his bachelor party, and I took Alfred because it was his bachelor party.
I like Coyote Ugly. I fell in love with the bartender there, but like in the respectable way where it's like I think you're beautiful, but also you're a bartender and I'm an ex-bartender. I know what game you're playing. It's like, I know this is exactly what you want, and I refuse to fall for your games. Moving on to that way, Violet Crown. Love Violet Crown.
Ooh, Violet Crown is great.
Kicked back there a lot. Rhino, whenever that was a thing, changed to not being a thing, but that used to be one of my favorite spots.
Across the street from Violet Crown. Liberty.
Yeah. Liberty is good.
Liberty is like.
Have you guys been to East recently? Shit is different. It's a different place.
Yeah, there's condos.
When we did the whole like putt thing or whatever, I didn't realize where the fuck we were until I saw Liberty in the Grackle, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I went drinking over there the other day. Not the other day, but like I want to say a few months. Actually, it's been a while. Maybe like 6 months ago. But I went drinking there, not very relatively recently, and I was like, I don't even know where the fuck I am. Like you said, I was like, I don't know where the fuck I am. I don't know what this bar is. Sounds pretty good. Also, first time chatter. Troopabolt. Hey man, how are you? I've actually never seen. I've never seen HRU. I read that straight up. I was like, I understand. And I would say those are all of my honorable.
6 people watching on.
Those are all my honorable mentions on that I have off the top of my head. There's plenty of other places I can think through.
I'm sure there's plenty of Japanese bars.
You can actually click to multi-stream and see if there was anyone there who chatted.
Mine would.
I just looked it up. Nobody chatted.
I know. Everyone hates us on YouTube.
Well, Emiliano got mad at us last week or last show because he was like, somebody actually was polite enough to comment. It's like, hey, they don't read YouTube comments on it.
No, we just have to click to multi-stream every time and we'd be able to see it.
So my honorable mentions would really just be breweries. Because
I spend a lot of time at breweries nowadays.
I mentioned it earlier, but Red Horn is fucking great. I love that place. But if we ever did top 5 breweries, number 1 with a bullet is Jester King. Jester King.
I'll fight you.
You don't like sours?
I love sours, but I think there's other breweries here.
No, I
will say the only thing that JJ is missing is he hasn't been to Chicago that has a shitload of really good breweries.
Man,
but like
Jester King's still up there.
I like the fact that like
he likes goats.
No, it's not even the goats. It's the like if I want to go to Red Horn, it's like, all right, well, like it's a drive, but I know how to get there. If I want to go to St. Elmo, like it's right by my apartment.
Jester King is a trek.
Yeah, Jester King, it's like, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Jester King is a fucking quest. You guys were talking about doing side quests earlier? Jester King is a side quest.
It's like I had to milk a cow. Why?
Yeah, and that's...
Jake Paul is right.
That,
We are hillbillies. That'd be applicable in hill country.
that's kind of the appeal to Jester King to me. The other ones would be more like restaurant style bars, like Foxhole is a culinary tavern. Culinary is the first word. So restaurant before bar. But yeah, that would be about it. Those two and oh god, I don't know. I'm blanking on the name, but there's a bar that's like across the street from the Alamo Draft House. That's
You're talking about not the Brixton,
the Gibson.
the Gibson.
Gibson. I like that place a lot. It was the first place I did trivia, so that's why I like it. But
Wait, do you hate the Gibson?
No.
You can hate things. It's okay.
I don't hate the Gibson at all. Just memories. Some of the places.
for me, it was just the first place I did trivia. It's not a fantastic bar. I will admit that.
No, well, they do great dressing up at the bar. Like they do great
that.
Halloween events and Christmas events. Their drinks are actually really good, but it might be a little too uppity sometimes for me.
Yeah. To that degree, me and Paco had this moment where we met Hitler. Like literally Hitler. We were in East 6 and we went to the White Horse and we hit up a bunch of like East 6 bars. It wasn't the White Horse. I can't remember the name of the bar at this moment. Paco might like post it in the comments later. But we went to this one particular bar and apparently like this acting group had pseudo rented out the place. They didn't actually rent it out, but they were just like, we're all meeting up at this one bar.
Shit, bro?
Yeah.
Some improv shit?
It was some improv shit.
That's scary.
We're all meeting up
That's a scary thing.
at this place. Yeah. And it was like December, so me and Paco were dressed warm. And for me, that means a flannel. So I had my red checkered flannel, and everyone at the bar was expecting someone in costume. Like, right, I met Hitler, I met Ariel, I met Captain America. Like, I met a bunch of these, like, improv actors that were, like, trying to make it big. And the bartender was expecting me and Paco to be actors as well. So when the bartender, like, takes my drink order, he's like, oh, who you're supposed to be? And since I'm wearing, like, a red checkered flannel, I was like, Bob Vila. Dope, bro. I did not pay for that first drink.
That means you definitely were on point.
Second drink, I got a different bartender, and they're like, who are you supposed to be? Al from Home Improvement.
What about you, Marcos?
So, I'm going to put 3 out there. Number 1 is a bar that I've taken a lot of people to at this point, just because it's like, I don't know, bro, what do you want to do tonight? And they'll be like, I don't fucking know. And it's like, well, there's this random fucking concert at the Lost Well. By concert, I'm being very fucking generous because the
sound happening while you're there drinking. Understood.
But they literally have this big sign outside that's like the friendliest bar you've never been to.
Yeah.
Everyone there is a biker or a goth or some sort of thing. But the only thing that's funny is like they're not actually very friendly. Like I remember one time going there and I was just kind of like, I saw the frozen market. I usually order frozen drinks as my first drink because I'm like, it tastes good and it's easy for the bartender to do. Like this bartender was just like, nah, bro, I'm not giving you that. Do you want a Lone Star? I'll give you a Lone Star. I'm not giving you a margarita. Like the mix isn't good today. And I was like, sure.
That was his way of being nice.
Yeah, he didn't charge me for that first. He probably didn't charge me for 3/5 of my drinks that night. My tab was $22 at the end of the night. And
was
I've
looking out
never
for you.
left that place with a tab higher than $30.
Also true.
I don't think I've been there.
And I took my brother and his fiance there because they were having like a Lenny tribute night, like
Lemmy Motorhead.
Motorhead. And they were just in town, like it just happened to coincide, and I was like, "Do you guys want to go here?" And my brother's fiance, very much into K-pop, very like, I wouldn't peg her for a metalhead, but when they played Ace of Spades, she was like jamming out, headbanging, like getting into it. And yeah, I bought drinks for the three of us. Granted, I only bought 2 rounds, but like at the end of the night, my tab was $30 even.
Very reasonable.
Number 1 is a bar where I bring tourists. It's very uppity, so I don't go very often, which is funny because it looks like there's a thing going around, and I see it on TikTok. It's like, what are your top 5 favorite dive bars? And I'm like, Bangers is not a dive bar. No. This place is not. If you charge more than $12 for any of your drinks, you're not a dive bar.
And I gotta walk in and be like, the sun is absent. I couldn't tell you what liquid's on the floor.
Well, Mama Dearest tries to be a dive bar. It's looking like it, but they even offer, like, one of their drinks is like, hey, you're getting lean. But it's not a dive bar. It's an uppity hipster bar. But it's still a lot of fun to go to. And they did...
Sometimes uppity bars are cool. Again, I'm with you. Manmosas are great. I like Bangers.
Well,
I don't hate Bangers.
I'm actually going to my own Instagram
Just
for
don't
this.
like going to
On New Year's, they dropped a keg.
Yeah!
That's dope.
That place was great.
They dropped a keg, and then as soon as the keg dropped, everything inside that keg was free.
Yeah. I went back for fourths.
You know how other places give like that one little thing of champagne on New Year's for free?
Yeah.
One flute.
Yeah, this
I will say, the place I was for New Year's was also pretty great because they just gave me a bottle of champagne, but that was because I don't know. Maybe it was because I made friends with the manager.
Me and Mark got in line and we were like, here, hold this.
I was like,
And then we got back in line and was like, here, hold
yeah,
this.
hold it. I'll be back.
My number 1 honorable mention doesn't exist anymore, and it's Bar PM in Lubbock, Texas. And that's because Bar PM was literally... So there's bars that normal people go to, and this bar was literally like, you only go there if you're in the service industry, and all your... 1 out of every 4 drinks is going to be tallied that night. And everyone there is really cool. It's basically like you got to be in the know about that place.
Ah, dude, I feel you. I feel you on that one. That's the like, hey yo, open up the back door, I'm coming through type of spot for me. That
Oh, there literally was a hidden hole in the fence to get to it. So
I feel you on that. It's like service industry be like, oh, where do you guys drink? I don't want to tell you where I drink. That's not cool. Other honorable mention is Casino El Camino, by the way.
Casino is great.
Casino is great.
That
being said,
I
I don't-
pig in a baby cradle.
At this point, I consider it more of a burger place than a bar.
I'm there to eat.
Yeah.
But I saw a pig in a. It also has a random, like they have a fountain that I've never seen on.
Oh, yeah. It's a Pokestop.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like they have one of the rare instances of like
The picture of the Pokestop, it's on, but when I went there, nope.
I've never seen it on either.
it's one of the rare that's an outdoor thing that you're like, what's happening here? That's a Casino Camino. If you're ever hungry,
Delish.
Last 2, because I left them out on purpose, because they're more arcades than they are bars.
Pinball's 1 and Pinball's 2 don't count, JJ.
Pinballs, any pinballs, really. Well, no, the pinballs on Lakeline, because they actually have a bar, and they have...
The pinballs in South, I felt very sketched out at because I was like,
No.
It makes me feel weird because I'm over is like has a dragon and some other shit. Like you know the one I'm talking about. Look, the one that actually has. I'm like, and I went there. I took Michaela on one of our first early dates there. as a scare tactic, but apparently it didn't work. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. We went there, and I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I have 2 pinballs I'm going to go to, and really it's just the one up north.
Yeah, no, the pinballs on Lakeline is very nice. I like it a lot. It's got probably the most eclectic pick of games, like, because they have, like, the traditional, like, arcade games, like, Donkey Kong and Street Fighter and shit. But they also have a VR section, they have go-karts, and they have a fucking whiskey bar.
They have a kitchen.
They have a kitchen.
But their kitchen, like, the waiter, their kitchen looks like some Freddy Fazbear shit.
Yeah,
so
no. I ate there once, and I was like, I'm good. Never doing that again.
Yeah, it's Five Nights at Freddy's, 100%.
But the whiskey bar, the more upscale bar, which is where the go-kart track is, very nice. Never had a bad drink there. The first time I went there, the bartender was like, hey, bro, we got like these, 20-ounce fucking beer bottles of like very nice craft beer that manager just told me, just sell them. You want to tip me $2 and I'll give them to you? And I was like, done.
Say less. Tip you 2 plus 0, dog.
Yeah,
Here
no,
you go.
me and my my buddy Miguel were like, we got $40 between us, like in terms of burnable money, in terms of what we were expecting to spend today, because it was Thursday. It was like, give us all you got.
We're clearing shop.
And Cidercade. Cidercade gets an honorable.
Cidercade is dope.
Cidercade is really cool. If you're coming to
That's
Austin,
also a top 3 place that I'm just kind of like.
yeah,
It's not a bar.
like generally, like if you're coming to Austin, check out Cidercade. Like
It's super easy to go to.
bad memories there now, but other than that,
I have great memories.
great place.
Well, when Neiman Sand came with his nephew, I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, go to Cidercade.
Yeah, no.
It's also a lot cheaper than the
$10 and you can beat X-Men Arcade. Like, what more do you want, bro?
They have X-Men Arcade there, bro.
They have X-Men Arcade.
Bro, they have
yeah.
DDR, and I was just caught up in that.
Oh
Like,
no, me. Paco,
I would love to see you play DDR.
Hey, I am. That motherfucker's like, why does his feet move so quickly? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. He's like, like look like one of them fucking Japanese girls. Like, where did his neon hair come from?
Well,
It's Nika, the sun god.
you just caught up to watching that, by the way.
Yeah, nigga, the dance god. All right, but
It's a Zoan transformation.
I have questions about that, but I'm going to wait until the Anime Excellence next week. But TJ, my next question, what is your number 1?
back into the Holy Grail. Number 1 spot to drink and have a great time. In Japan, there was one spot that we went to that left such an impression on me. Because it was completely random that we went to it. Didn't know that it was pretty well known, but random that we went into it. It was in Shibuya-ko, which Shibuya is so much fun. Lots of bright lights, lots of great food. I ate horse there. Different story. But also like it was next to this night market we went to, and the night market had like this like these like I'd never seen it before. This is my first time seeing it. In Shibuya you see it a lot. The Japanese rap scene was, I found that first at the night market, and they had some brothers that were just dancing, and then they looked at me and I said, sir, don't assume. Not today. No, I'm kidding. But after being hocked up on grilled meat, and this place, also Shibuya has the 3 a.m. I can go get some ramen after, which I will be honest with you. Look me in the eyes here. Getting fucked up and then following it up with actual proper ramen is a combination of events I never knew I needed in my life. And now I sit here, and when I'm drunk all the time, all I want is that. But I can't go to Ichiran because they don't have one here. That said, the name of the bar...
That's why I'm glad I was born next to Mexico, because our trucks. Our guy in a cart.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. I forgot to mention that about Gramps in Miami. There was a dude that was just grilling on a Black Rock griddle and wasn't charging. He was just kind of like, "You want a hot dog?"
Sas. Mira. Ahí te va.
I do.
Coño. Coño, ¿quieres un hot dog?
It's called the Whales of August. And yes, it's named after a movie. This is a bar that makes you drinks based off of any movie that you mention. So they're so creative because Whales of August Shibuya, you have to be very particular because it only pulls up the movie. There you go. Yep, Whales of August. It basically...
Oh, I'm totally going there.
Their cocktails are like, you say, hey, I want XYZ movie. And they're going to make you a cocktail themed on it. But they're going to go out of their fucking... They're not like, oh, you just get this. No. For Everything Everywhere all at Once, they found
Valley of the Wind, which came as a frozen blue liquor drink that matched the movie poster. When it became ghost-colored and was...
Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. That white woman ain't going to tell you what I know.
What if I order into the void?
You can do quite a bit of things. Everything Everywhere all at Once had a little mini, like, bagel, and they found, like, edible rocks in the drink, and they made it actually look like I'm talking.
Like
they found
everything bagel.
Like they literally they found a fucking coin for Super Mario movie. I don't even know where the fuck they found that from. They lit Promare on fire, so like they lit like the whole drink. It was blue and red.
I do love Promare.
So you have a lot of options for what you can tell them, and and they literally be like, if it's not on the menu, just tell us, and that's all of the drinks we said. It was like none of them were on the menu. We told them. And they were able to make it. And if they couldn't make it, they tell you, they're like, oh, we can't do it. Or maybe we can. And then they figure it out. So it was such a cool experience.
That's awesome.
That was the most expensive bar I went to in Japan. But that was with like 3 people. I was paying for 3 people. I genuinely think 6, 7 drinks a person and still came out to like maybe $100. So
I found their Ghostbusters drink.
Yeah, go ahead. It's like they go out of their...
That's really cool. Like,
go out of their way to be super artistic with it, but it's a proper bar, so you're getting really good drink.
Hey, on the note of you watching Weathering with You.
Yeah,
like Kevin Smith said this once, like I think on Comic Book Man, and it was like, you know how you can tell what's a really good idea? When you hear it and you go like, why the fuck didn't I think of that?
That's exactly...
That's what I feel right now, because when you told me, like, you tell them the title of a movie, immediately I thought, Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's what I want to drink.
And that's exactly what and it's like, it gets your brain thinking, and you're like, what type of drink are they going to be? And they pull out different types of alcohol that I was like, why is this drink so minty? Like, I look, and you'll be like, look, it was such an amazing and incredible experience. And honestly, one that like, I'm happy I didn't know about it going into it. We were just like, where do you guys want to go? What do you guys want to do? It's like, me and this, my buddy from work. And we were like, me and Michaela, my buddy from work, fuck it. Let's just go to this bar that we figured here. Walk up there, and they treated us amazing. And we were there for hours. They're super kind. And then, there's one drink that I ordered, and he was like, sir? And then looked at me and said, yeah, you'll be fine. And when I say that shit had me like, whoa! So when
Biodome.
So now search up Ichiran. Because when I went to Ichiran afterwards, and this is why I'm saying this combination, just fucking ridiculous. You go to Shibuya, you get fucked up, and then you gotta go to the Ichiran in Shibuya, which is packed as shit. There you go. Oh, yep. That's what the ramen's out there looking like. Yeah. And it's open that late. It's underground. You eat, and when I say, whew, I destroyed. Because the worst part is while you're in Ichiran, you're ending off your night, right? And I was like, all right, cool. Give me your beer while I'm here. Because you can still be ordering drinks. So I was ordering beers while I was sitting there. Yeah.
Asahi, extra dry.
And number one, thank you for letting me gush over Japan again. I am going back later this year, so I'm excited. But yeah.
What was the name of the bar?
Oh my gosh, I will make sure to text you.
Yeah.
It is Whales of August.
Whales of August. You just made the list.
You're just getting hyped.
I mean, shoot, everything I say to be a good friend to JJ. Really, I'm just trying to get his ass to go there and not come back.
Oh no, yeah, I'm going. The tequila bar that I alluded to earlier, I was waiting for you to name your two, was Agave, because it's literally just a cave. And you go into the cave and it's like there's paintings, there's like
They do bars so cool, man.
Adobe shit, and I was like, oh, this is what I want. This feels like
They do bars so cool.
yeah, this feels like if I went to Piedras and, you know, the bartender or, you know, the owner had the money and didn't have to worry about the cartels, like, this feels like something they would build. And yeah, no, like, I want to go there. I want to chat up the bartenders. I want to, you know, drink whatever agave, mezcal, whatever they got, whatever, like, interesting twists and cocktails they have, because it's a completely different culture. Like, it's so...
Oh, can you pull up an izakaya? Because, man, you say that and I say, fuck all that shit. You're just going to wind up at an izakaya and be like, y'all give me... Just be fucking drinking beers and lemon sours. Izakayas Tokyo, they're going to pull up a list of a variety of options. Izakayas are just like, you order all that food, and then you're just really drinking beer.
Look at how huge that menu is.
Because it's like, yeah, it's just a bunch of meat.
And
And just meat that's coming out. But like, yeah, I went to a bunch of izakayas. Just being like, really? Yeah, I'm sorry. I eat a lot of meat and drink a lot of drinks. My number one, y'all.
No, I want to praise your number one. I want everyone to have fun.
That's a great number one.
Yeah, this is shit. Like, yeah, but the Whales of August is a great time. And go to Japan to drink if you want to have a good time. Marcos, number one.
I'm trying to find like the best picture of this place. So my number one, and I know everyone was gushing around dive bars earlier, and I've mentioned a few. My favorite bar is just like, I walked into this place and I was like, I'm home. Like, I can be here. And every time I go to Houston, we go to this place and it's just kind of like, all right, we're here to live again. And it's a bar called Lola's Depot in Houston. So what happened is that I went to Houston on my mid-tour during deployment. And I was just kind of like, I just Googled top 5 punk bars. Like, or punk bars in Houston, because I was just kind of like, I just want to hang out here and see what there is to see and hang out with my friends. And Lola's Depot showed up. Lola's Depot is a really, really shitty dive bar for the most part. Like, the concrete is literally not even on the inside. They won't cut you off. The worst thing that'll happen is you'll get into a fight. But I just remember being there, and I remember it was hilarious because there was the night that I was there was not just special for me and my friends. Like, there's literally like a certain vibe and energy that everyone there was like, we're together now. Like, everyone came around, and it was through the magic of marijuana. Because at first it was just kind of like
magic.
we were sharing cigarettes.
He's a green mage.
We were sharing cigarettes, and then at a certain point, somebody pulls out a joint, and then we're passing around the joint, and then my friend Robert was literally like, "You, this is too much. Like, I know we're at a bar, but we're still in public in fucking Texas." Someone pulled out a whole gravity bong.
Fucking
Hey, Doc.
And you look at Lola's Depot, nothing about it looks cool. It's a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
I guess the pool table looks cool. It still has the bras and shit like Coots did. This is the picture of it. This one. But it's also a place where they're not going to mark you up for all your drinks. Everyone there is really friendly. Houston in general is also just a really cool place. But it's basically, it's funny for how much Tommy doesn't represent it sometimes, because he's from LaGrange, not from Houston. It's a whole city full of Tommies, just very angry, opinionated people that are really fun and you just want to, like, okay, go on. Keep telling it.
You like Houston a lot more than I do, but I get what you mean with that.
And there's also the fact that, like, everything there is legal. Like I was saying with the bongs, like Rayleigh is like, bongs and joints, my people. It's not even that. Like there's literally like people that are probably illegal just coming up to you at every 5-10 minutes and being like, oh, I saw you smoke pot. Do you have the munchies? Would you like tamales?
It's like, how are those hot? Yeah, it's not warm. How are those hot?
Got a lot of good things on sale, stranger.
That's how it feels.
Oh, no, ¿quieres tamales? Okay, I mean, somehow they'll be like, do you want mole? Like, they'll pull it out. And it
Birria.
It's like, where'd you get the liquid?
Houston is super underrated for how good they are for food in general.
That much I will give you. The food scene in, I would say,
Oh no, yeah.
Texas in general gets a kind of slight. I think people come here and they're like, "Oh, barbecue," and I'm like, "Barbecue's fine anywhere you go. Here,
Yeah.
Right? No, yeah. Barbecue's a staple.
Yeah,
like,
we get that, but
You know,
Rudy's literally advertises itself as the worst, and it's still like
Better
this is
than-
pretty good.
and what's funny is a lot of people come to Austin and they're like, I want to try barbecue because I hear it's so great. And they just Google. And so they end 99% of the time, and I know this because I work with bands from out of town, they just end up at Rudy's. And they were like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten. And I'm like,
you don't even make a way to Terry Black.
Bro,
and,
don't even know.
and what was funny on that note is I saw a podcaster talk about, I'm from the South. I'm from Alabama. And he went to...
Oh, they have that weird ass like white barbecue.
No, he was talking about he went to Dallas, and it was like, I had the best barbecue I ever had in my life, and it was at Dickey's. And I was like, bro.
Man, some people just be. I'm cool with it because it's funny. But like,
You can only do so much.
But like, I mean, I'm cool with it because you got to know me before I take you to some good barbecue. Because barbecue's not something like you can eat all the time. I have barbecue mood for like twice a year, and it's just when I'm feeling the worst about myself. But that Dickey's comment makes me feel sick because Dickey's, we ate that before our football games. Dickey's sponsored my team.
Yeah.
So like we'd eat that before the game.
That's like eating Wendy's or something. Yeah.
And I was sitting there, I was like, hey man, do you? Them rolls are good. Fucking
Yeah, right. Like it's not bad, but
no, it's
But you
bad.
could do better.
Yeah. I was like, I'm
well, I mean, compared to barbecue, but like compared to coleslaw.
I was like, I guess. I said, but to your point, I think Houston is a definitely underappreciated food scene. I think a lot of Texas is.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny how
San Antonio is not a food scene.
San Antonio what?
I don't think San Antonio is a food scene.
Well, it can take you to better places in San Antonio. I feel that.
But that energy could be spent here or in Houston. You know what I mean?
Definitely in Houston. I will say that
Houston
it's
is-
something that not something is said a lot because, new things. Austin Fusion is probably top tier food.
Austin Fusion food. I mean, they have nothing but fusion food. I think they're like fucking African. Yeah, mix that with.
So
Well, there's an
Japanese.
Egyptian barbecue place that I've been wanting to try for a long time, and I think they've only been up for a year, and they're already like kind of like a big hipster's paradise. I took Sam and Paco and JJ to the Japanese barbecue fusion place, and they were like, "This is amazing. I love this."
So, yeah, to that point, that first apartment I lived at that was in the Cedar Park Lakeline area. Again, not a lot there. But there was this one restaurant, Pita Fusion, where they did, pita wraps. The most unhealthy, like, you are going to gain 10 pounds
Sounds
from
about right.
eating one pita from this restaurant.
Looking at
The
pictures.
dopest place that I would take people to this place. Paco had never heard of it. Paco's a big boy. Paco has eaten a lot of Austin. He never heard of Pita Fusion. I took him there one time and he's like, "Give me the chingo bling." With extra bacon.
I want that sauce extra thick. I feel you.
Yeah, and
I put when you. It's always funny when you put someone on some new food here in Austin because there's so
Yeah.
much. No, Austin's food is good. Like that's one thing that hasn't changed. Austin food is good. It's always changing up. They've been more options. Like I just went to this Brazilian pizza spot in the Domain that was fire.
Was it like capybara? What the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck they do there, but that shit was fire.
pan de queijo. Obrigado.
I also
Boa noite.
I also shut up. I was like,
Those are the only words I know.
and then
Bom dia.
I mean, even if you want just straight up ethnic
Bro,
food.
it's a buffet.
No,
Everything Brazilian's a
it is
buffet.
definitely not a buffet. But to your point, Houston bar, special, nice place.
Special me. JJ.
Ending us off.
All right. So, I did a lot of soul searching. But if there's one bar that I always take people to, no matter what, like, even people that I'm not like 100% cool with anymore.
Chili's, damn man.
But no, not Chili's, but to that degree, yes. People that, like, if you're here and we have a day where we don't know what the fuck to do and it's late at night and it's a weekday, I'll be like, Draught House. Let's just go to fucking Draught House. Draught House, I went to again, like when I moved in, like after I moved out with Jordan and I was in my own place, my own space. My buddy who's really into the beer scene, really like into craft beers, makes his own beer, has a kegerator, like if we wanted to do an episode where it's like, how do you start making beer? He would be the guy I'd call. Like, he's on speed dial. And he took me to Draught House one time, and I was like, this is my scene. This is my place. It's a beer garden style bar. I very much like drinking outdoors. I don't know what it is.
Well, drinking outdoors is nice, except in the middle of July. But for the most part, it's nice.
Yes, but even in July, like, I can't think of anything nicer than like a hot fucking ass July day and a cold beer like out in the shade. Like that's paradise. But I love the Draught House. I generally take people there whenever I can. If it's their first time here in Austin, if it's their second time here in Austin, if they've never been, that's one of the places where I'm like, hey, if we can make time for it, let's just go there. When people come to visit, I cater to them, right? Like if they heard about a place, I'll take them to it, unless it's someplace like really, really shitty. Like I'm never going to take someone to the aquarium.
You don't love them enough. You don't love them enough.
Look,
If someone's like, if Elijah came through and was like, I want to go to the aquarium.
I've lived here for 10 years. Never been to the aquarium. I'm not going to take you to the aquarium, but
I'll take him to Latitude. Go get some, what is it, El Toro? which
All
is
right, aquarium's a bad
garbage.
example.
Yeah, garbage.
But if they're like, hey, we have nothing to do this random Tuesday afternoon. Let's go to Chili's. No, I'll do you one better. Let's go to Draught House.
No. Take him to the Chili's. No, I'm kidding. That's actually fair. Draws is cool.
I don't know. It's just the ambiance, the fact that like once you go into the place, like I generally when I go to Draught House, I drink outside. Pretty much 100% of the time, except for one. I drink outside. But the inside really cool, feels like, you know, if you were a streamer and you did a D&D thing, that would be the place to do it. Like, it's got that vibe, it's got that ambiance. But beer selection, really great. They have cocktails now, they have frozen cocktails now. So if beer is not your thing, you can still have something there.
It's more chill bangers.
Yeah. Only one bathroom though. Also, not a great.
Why that face?
Bangers is pretty chill.
Also,
Bangers is a little uppity by
Yes.
the population that are there
Yeah.
and how long you have to wait whenever you order something.
That is true.
I think
but also Bangers has better food.
I'm not at that point. I'm here to drink.
Right? No, yeah.
But Bangers is a daytime spot, so like I give that. If you're open during twilight hours, I trust your food.
It does stay open later. That's the other thing where like most bars, breweries on weekdays close at 10. Draught House stays open till 11 midnight
That's cool.
most nights. Yeah. So
I will say on that note, I ended up taking everybody that's visited me in the last year to Draft House.
same.
Like, yeah, it wasn't even my call. It's just that's what a very popular place. Like, I had other friends from other podcasts that were just kind of like, "Hey, we're going to Draft House," and I was like, "Well, my friend Langford is in town. Miani is in town. Like, let's just all fucking hang out at the draft."
Took Christina there. To everyone that visits, I take them there. Like that's one of the places. Granted, last time Christina visited, we didn't go there, but like the first time, yeah, we went there.
No, guys, that's our top 5 bars. I
Very
think.
personal list. One of our longer podcasts because we were just storytelling.
Yeah.
Not a
Sorry,
bad thing.
guys.
No, not a bad thing. Deal with it. Nostalgia is a bitch. No clips. Ah!
Hey, all you gotta do is just send it out there, Key.
Zero work for you. But no, seriously, this has been a fun one. And I think that, I don't know, there's something, I think there's such a negative, there's always usually a negative tinge when it comes to drinking.
Yeah.
That's always nice to have like a time where you're like, oh, dude, there's a lot of good times that come from it. And if you're responsible and you know how to balance yourself, and if it's something that is for you, you can always have a good time going out.
And for anyone that asks for a list on where to drink when you come in Austin, maybe we'll drop it in the chat. But thank you.
Or just ask us to take you.
Yeah.
First round on you.
I've literally lived in every corner of Austin.
Good night,
Even
everybody.
Cedar Park doesn't count as a corner. That's a cave.